Justin Fields #1. We live. Welcome back, all you beautiful people, to the We Got Action podcast. Episode 23 coming at y'all. We took a break last week. This boy was dying on us and has a AC joint sprain in the shoulder. Danny had some plans. We didn't want to bring Dave on with just me and Isaac. So because this is special, man. We shot out Dave probably like 10 times an
every
episode,
show.
maybe.
Almost every
It's a
show.
lot.
At least once,
So,
I'd say.
Yeah, Dave, say hi. Say what's up, man.
What up, people? What's going on?
Yeah. So Dave's very smart. I think he might push
I don't know
Cruzy
about
for like
smart,
the
but-
best. Dave's very opinionated. So
Heavily.
We love a
Oh,
bit.
We'll
okay,
see.
Dave. We're ready for this.
we'll
now.
see if he can push Cruzy and Cello, and we had some good guests. So we'll see. I think it's gonna be good. We're gonna start off with NBA. Kyrie Irving drama, I guess. Danny, you wanna get into that?
I think it's a lot to be unraveled. I think that obviously
bit
for those of you who do not know, Kyrie retweeted a movie that had anti-Semitic, meaning and stuff like that behind it that was located on the Amazon movies, basically.
In
so
short, it was saying that modern day Jews aren't the real Jewish people. It was something along those lines.
Yeah, it's just a lot
some
to
weird like
unravel. But the main thing that we really want to focus on, obviously, that's not anything that we do support as a podcast or anything like that. But just what has been going on really with his punishment, all that he has to do in order to get back on the playing field, because they did suspend him for 5 games. So just kind of unraveling that and everything that he really has, been kind of going through now. He's kind of been in the drama in the last 3-4 years with the Brooklyn Nets.
I was gonna say, I was like really ready for him to like turn a page this year, and you were convinced that he wasn't going to. And here we are again.
But he just can't, man. He loves drama. He likes whenever someone tells him, "Hey, you shouldn't do that," it like clicks in his head,
Why
and he
not?
goes.
That's just it. It's just it is what it is, man. But I just think it's a lot that they're asking him. When you look at everything, in order for him to get back to playing basketball, it's a lot. That and NBA PA even said, if they don't allow him back, he's supposed to be back by the end of this week, by either Thursday or Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. But it's just a lot, man. So I just think it's kind of unfair. I think in the world of today's social media, that it's like, if you say one thing wrong, then, kind of pushing you out. I think that's what they're really trying to accomplish with Kyrie, especially with the owner speaking out. Again, he did apologize, but after the fact, it took a lot for him to apologize, which I think people did not like. But it's just a lot to unravel. I think it's just kind of unfortunate because he's a person of many beliefs, obviously, as we know, man of many different backgrounds. I just think it's unfortunate for him to not be playing. I just think they're doing a lot too much to him at this point. I think it's just overkill.
I can make one small point. I don't think he meant what everybody is making it seem like he meant, obviously, and I think that's where it kind of went a little, astray. What were you were going to say something earlier about him apologizing or not apologizing?
Yeah, it was like, I think it's the bigger problem with it isn't what he did. It's the fact that they asked him to apologize. They did a presser. He put out tweets, but he refused to apologize until the suspension came along.
Correct.
Right. So I think that's why people really had an issue with it. It's not. It's the taking accountability, and whether he
doesn't really do usually.
Yeah. In regard, it's the same thing with his stance on vaccine and letting his teammates down. He was very unapologetic about that, and I think that's just the way he is. Holds very firm in the things he believes in and in his own self. I think he's a very the type of guy where he retweeted a video, and he didn't, like I said, probably didn't mean it to be like an anti-Semitic thing. He just retweeted a video. Maybe he watched the movie and he thought it was a good watch. He retweeted it, and so now people are getting on his case, and he's like, "Well, I didn't mean it that way, so why would I apologize?"
On top of everything that he does know, we're not calling Kyrie stupid. That's one thing I'm not gonna call him. He's an intelligent human being. Obviously, he has his own opinions, but that's one thing I feel like he is not. He's not stupid. He's not gonna do that to himself, like blatantly. You know what I mean? So, but
he's stupid when it comes to sometimes you take the L just because it's the right thing to do. You just, hey, my bad, I'm sorry, move on.
Yeah, but for somebody who built up this profile of not letting the media portray who they are, who they are as people, and that's a big thing with what he does.
It's a big part of what he is. Yep.
Yeah, like he doesn't want the media to twist any of his words or any of that. He's not going to succumb to what everybody wants him to do. It's what he feels like that should be done. That's the right way. Like the whole punishment, I feel like is excessive in a sense. I feel like most of the people that's like out that I've seen either watch the movie just to see what the hell was going on have like been like, all right, I don't know what's really going on, or why he's suspended. But then there's people I feel like we watch on TV. I don't think even seen the movie where it's just like just suspend him, get him out the league.
Because they take that main point of what it's about, and then they just pull that, and then let's just run it. That's.
But what about we can make the point too? What about preseason when Ant Edwards was on video, saying what he said, right? And that's like a very similar thing.
Yeah,
Kyrie just tweeted it, but then Ant was actually saying it.
But
so
the difference is Ant apologized as soon as it became a problem. And that's
the thing,
but there's no way he could run from that though.
Exactly.
But that's way different.
Own it and apologize. And
Kyrie, like you said, Kyrie probably didn't feel like he had anything to apologize for because it's not what he meant.
Yeah, especially when he came out public and said, I didn't mean it like that, because that's why him and Nick Friedel was getting into it. Because Nick Friedel was like, you meant this though, but you really posted it. He was like, that's not what I meant. And getting back and forth in like the media like that. So it's just like, once again, he's like, that's not what I meant, and we trying to make him apologize for something he didn't mean in that way at all.
But it's also, I think it also, it comes down to your, like, with the media portrays players, and like Ant's like one of these young up and coming guys that everyone loves.
Right.
He's
and
funny,
known for doing this.
And Kyrie's known for drama and whatever. So I think, with Ant just going, hey, my bad, I shouldn't have done that. People are like, okay, cool, yep, you understand. Let's move on. Even with Kyrie's apology, I think people still don't care. About what he said about his apology, and they still want to
form their opinions about him, and they are standing firm on what they think about him. Whether he
what you think though, Dave? What you got on it, or have you heard much into it, or what?
No, like I was like, he said like it was the anti whatever like Jew thing, and then all of a sudden it's like you're suspended 5 games, and then now it's like you have to do this and this and this and this, and I'm like, dude, just let the man play.
Yeah,
like I don't think he's that type of way. Like I think Kyrie knows what he's doing with everything he's always done. I think they asked a lot for him to do. Like at the same time, I guess like you could also say like, all right, they're NBA players, they're just playing basketball. Why can't they just do this, this, and this? They're getting $40 million a year or whatever. Like why can't they just do it? But at the same time, like I don't think like what happened and what he did was crazy. Like I think it's a simple retweet or whatever. Like it's not. It's
right.
I don't know. No big deal. So
I liked Vitor's point of like you saying that he is who he is, and I think that's a big part of like you should always be who you are, and you shouldn't succumb. Just because they're saying like you are. I feel like they're twisting what.
Yeah, and I mean,
I don't know, dude. It feels like they're blowing it up so much.
I'll tread the line here, and tread the line of the spicy take category.
We can start it with the spicy take.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the fact that like there's probably a lot of investors and owners and businesses that are going to be Jewish owned or have Jewish affiliations in the NBA. And I think that probably plays a very big role in 100%. Why had he, you see the same thing with like, depending on the stance that people take on other foreign policy or things going on in the world, right? When China was putting Muslims in was it like prison camps?
Concentration camps.
The NBA didn't say a thing because they have their big China market, right?
Yeah.
And when people would speak out against it, like I think Cantor was one of the guys speaking out against it.
Yeah,
he was fine. He was blackballed for a bit. Like it took him a bit.
He still is. He's not he's not touching the league.
He's come back, but like I think he's come back, and then again he gets phased out every time because I mean he's not like a star. Kyrie makes it a little bit, being a star makes it a little bit more complicated. But like I pulled up the list here because there was another point. He had to meet with the ADL.
Yeah.
And I was doing some reading, and I found that I guess the ADL has a history of some racist stuff, a lot of anti-black and anti-Hispanic stuff. So like
he's not gonna fall.
You're gonna say, hey, you can't insult this group, but you can meet with this group that has the reputation of being racist towards your own people and other people. And it's again, that's why I think the shareholders and stakeholders and businesses involved have a large part to play.
Yeah.
It's
in
a
this
it's a
one.
mess. It's a
It is
mess,
a mess.
honestly,
Yeah.
man. But
I just hope everything can get ironed out and he can get back on the court because, like I said,
Court.
I still think he's just phenomenal talent, and it sucks that there's always something every year that pulls him off the court.
always, man. But it's but obviously we'll see. Hopefully it's at some point this week that Kyrie does
Yeah.
get back to playing. So we just wanted to touch on that a little bit since we did miss last week. The bulk of it was coming from last week, but we wanted to just, give our
Right,
opinions on that. So we're not going to talk about one thing. We want to talk about the Bulls, but we're just not going to talk about that right now. They're just
We're very mid.
yeah.
We can go since
yeah.
Dave's here. We can go with this. The Bulls are mid. The Celtics are god tier.
Yes,
That's about it.
exactly.
Hey, at least we can beat good teams this year. We just can't beat the bad ones.
Exactly.
Well,
So, but the next thing that
Nuggets
we are,
pounced us, though.
That was
yeah,
bad.
that was terrible. But the next thing that we are going to get into, so obviously about 10, 15 games into the season so far
Mhm.
already. So what NBA team has surprised you guys the most, whether that's either a disappointing surprise or like a good surprise? What's the best?
Nobody can say the
best
Jazz,
surprise?
though.
The Jazz have surprised
He
everybody.
said nobody can say
ruled
the
out.
Jazz.
Let's go with our special guest though first. Dave, what team surprised you the most? Whether that is a disappointing, good surprise, or even both, if you got them.
So I went out with the West Coast team. I thought Portland is playing pretty good, and I think the three they got with Simmons, Dame, and Grant, like, it's not talked about at all. I think people are just like, oh, they're 9-5, whatever. Like, they're just lucky. But like, dude, they're playing phenomenal. And I mean, you had Nurkic too with that whole lineup. I mean,
I think they're pretty deep, actually.
Yeah.
they got and Josh Hart too on defense, bro. Like they got a team
They picked
there.
up the glove too.
Yeah.
Baby
Jimmy
glove.
Yeah.
And he hasn't even played yet because of surgery.
Shaden Sharp.
So,
Shaden Sharp. Josh Hart's
Yeah,
I think Shaden Sharp's
has
been
been big.
crazy.
He's been good.
I know
He's
we
been
kind
crucial for that
of
team.
talked bad about him during the draft period because we didn't know what he had with him, but he's played really well off the bench for them. Considering he's not going to get a lot of minutes when you're playing behind Dame, Anthony Simons, and Josh Hart, so you're already going to get sparing minutes. But he's been nuts.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. Actually,
the teams like the players all have like really well defined roles. I think within that team too.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, there's never
Yeah.
like going back to the Bulls. Like a lot of times you don't know who's going to be the guy that night, and who are they going to run the offense through? Is it going to be run it through DeMar? Is it going to be dump it to Vooch and have play off that? You never really know what the offense, what the game look like with the Blazers. I feel like everyone has a really good role and everyone understands what they need to do, and everyone's doing it. And
especially a handful of these games, Dame hasn't even played, and they're still top of the
yeah.
But I think the biggest thing with that team too is that they taking care of business on the road to start the year.
Yeah.
They're 6-2 away from home, 3-2 at the crib, and that's because they ain't have enough games at home.
Right.
Portland's looking really nice this year.
Who you got?
Me?
Yeah,
You're surprised.
I got the Washington Wizards. I got Brad Beal. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That little combo of Brad Beal, Monte Morris, and I ain't gonna lie, Porzingis letting that bitch ride for 3 this year. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is about Porzingis playing this year. He still look a little soft to me, but he playing a lot better this year.
That beard.
I question how deep they are. That's about all I got.
That's why I think they're
the length
falling
of the
at
season
8-6.
going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I got them sticking around just because of how bad, like, we starting to see. Like, I don't think Miami's very disappointing to me, and I just think that's just the same team from last year, and everybody's figured them out, and they don't have enough to, like, Bam's not playing well. They lost
Bam's actually probably been up there with their best player, which is scary.
They beat the Suns though, right?
That's
crazy. That's crazy.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Jimmy Butler locked them down.
Jimmy G.
All right, I'm gonna say mine.
Sick.
Yeah, it was a double block, wasn't it? Or did he get?
Mhm.
I guess he kind of got the second one up, but
Yeah.
that was that possession was playoff basketball right there.
Yeah,
letting him bump and grind on D-Book, just letting him go at it.
He can do it again.
I'm already ready for that.
He's
I'm
gonna
already
get a
ready for
bucket.
playoff ball again, dude. It's so good.
Who you got though, Chris?
The Hawks. I think there was a
Okay.
lot of question marks around the DeJounte Murray pairing with Trae Young and how that would work out, and they're kind of answering a lot of questions. Just took down the Bucks, who's probably outside of the Celtics, maybe the best team in the league. So I think they're looking pretty solid right now.
And Trey's shooting like 37%.
which
on
is
the
not
season. So for them to be 9-5 or whatever, and
DeAndre Hunter's taking pretty solid
Yeah.
steps. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they're
Clint
decent.
Capella's back, baby.
And
Yeah.
I like the backup in Okongwu still. He's got a lot of room to grow, and that's a good man to learn behind. Very similar games for them. They're
Mhm.
not the deepest team, but they've got pretty solid role players. Picked up.
I think Bogdanovich is hurt.
I think he is
Bogdanovich
too.
is
That's what I
hurt,
was just
yep.
about to say. He picked up a
Mhm.
knock.
Yep.
So in a soccer
Yeah,
term.
AJ Griffin's really stepped into the role. I think he's been playing really well for
Yeah,
them.
he scored
Hey,
26.
Jarrett
last
Culver
night.
on the bench.
Yeah.
TTU.
That man's been so bad in the NBA.
Yeah.
I know. He was a dog though.
I
Who you
wanted
got?
him so bad.
Who you got?
What about you,
There's-
V? Yeah.
There's a few, but I'm gonna go.
Could be a disappointment too.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it could be
there's a few
disappointment.
disappointments, and that's why I'm gonna go with the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Thank you.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say that.
That's a good one.
B.
That's a
It's
We're
really
gonna
good one.
gas up the Vikings
It's not even-
later. So let's shit on the
It's not even
T-Wolves
the
right
fact
now.
like they're like 6-8, the losing record. It's the fact that like you watch them play,
It just
Yeah.
does
it
not look
looks
good.
awful.
It's
Like
so bad.
nobody knows what they're supposed to be doing. I don't know if you guys
Nope.
saw the play where Cat called for the ball on a fast break, didn't get it, and then ran 5 feet out of bounds, and then when he finally got the pass, I was like, "What's going on?" This like it looks like everyone doesn't know. Like they need 3-point
Well,
shooting.
they lost
around.
a lot. That's why.
Well, they lost a lot, but it's also they're trying to force players. I think like Ant, they're trying to force Ant to be a shooter because you
Yes.
need to
Yeah.
have shooting
Yo,
around
that boy
Rudy
needs to
and Cat.
get more consistent. Is what he needs to
Yeah,
do.
but they're trying to have
Well,
these-
the issue.
they're having a bunch of guys like take threes. You got Kyle Anderson winding up taking that weird ass shot like so many
Hey,
times
the
a game, and
issue,
they
yeah.
don't go in. Like it's
Their
just a
issue with
badly
that-
built roster.
It's not
around.
a great roster.
Yeah,
But
and
they're
it's
not
like
letting Ant hoop. That's why Ant can't be consistent. Like
because every time he
Ant's
drives,
role-
there's 2
yeah.
bigs and their defenders in the
sitting
paint.
right there. Like we just talked about Rudy in the offseason. I don't
Right.
like Rudy nowhere.
I don't
Yeah,
think
great
any of us
defense,
do.
but he F's you up on offense every time.
Yeah, but I think
It's-
even it's crazy because like we talk about at least Cat's going to be outside.
Right, but
and
even
he
if you
for the
pull
spacing, he's
Rudy
not
out,
outside.
the big's just gonna stay down low
Yeah,
anyways.
But
'cause
like
they
that's
know
when
Yeah.
exactly
that's when the
how to shoot.
playmaking, Ant needs to develop the playmaking, be able to dump it. But beyond that, it's Cat is in the paint more this season than he was last season when they didn't have another big
Yeah,
playing.
And
with them.
we criticized this trade heavily as
Yeah.
well.
dude,
we
it's because they gave up
criticized
too
it.
much.
Yeah, and
they
then-
gave
Yeah,
up
they did.
3 key players.
Yeah, and they're
Like,
starting.
if he looked at they gave up Jared Vanderbilt, who's averaging a double in Utah.
Yeah,
Like,
and
No, I think it's
Pat
like 9
Bev,
and
no
9,
matter like if
but-
he's putting up stats, is at least
Yeah.
keeps the team in order and keeps like
Yeah,
a sense of leadership, which I feel like they don't really have with Cat or Ant or D'Lo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
No.
saying? Or Rudy Gobert. Like those
No.
are your 4 studs, and I don't see any of them as true outright leaders.
yeah, and it's like you're literally your team right now. It's a point guard who's really a shooting guard in D'Lo. Then you have a
Right.
shooting guard, small forward. Then you got a power forward playing the 3 in
Yep.
Jaden McDaniels.
Yes.
And then you got 2 centers. Like it's just a really poorly built team. Like you need to have shooting, like you need to have Warriors level shooting around these bigs if you
Yeah.
really want it
Yes.
to work. And they don't have that. So they're really gonna have to figure it how
Hey,
to
but
make it work.
you know what though? Shout out Josh Pate though. Shout out Josh Pate again. Well, don't worry. We'll talk about the Vikings like Chris has said. But my at least like kind of disappointing surprise is actually
Okay.
going to be the Clippers. I say the Clippers not because of the injuries, but I felt like with how this team was constructed with PG back, I thought that they were going to have a much better start.
Yeah,
You know, obviously regardless, even if they had Kawhi or not, I just kind of expected more out of them and more cohesion out of them. I just didn't expect them to kind of be this up and down this early into the season. Again, Kawhi is out. He's a huge piece of that. We all know that, but I just kind of
Right.
expected more consistency from them with all the pieces that they do have.
That's
So
kind of
I
my
guess-
point I was gonna make is I think if they can stay around 500 till Kawhi kind of gets back his feet back under him, I mean that feels like a small victory in my
he
opinion.
should be back later this week.
You can
I
still,
would-
they're 2 games over right now. Like obviously we
Yeah.
had them
Yeah, I
pegged as
wouldn't
the
even-
best team in the West, but 8-6 with not a consistent lineup because they also rest a lot of players. So
Yeah.
they
Also,
rarely
too,
put
I
out the
think-
same lineup. Go ahead.
But like,
Sorry.
I don't think we can count the Clippers right now. This is the same team who was playing up and down without Kawhi last year. So
Right.
now, but the real difference now is that everybody in the West got better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
New Orleans got better.
right.
Dallas got better. Phoenix still
Right.
gonna stick around the middle of the road.
Here
Memphis
we go.
got better. Utah playing out of their world this right now. Portland's number 1.
That's fucking
Denver.
crazy.
Minnesota is they 6-8, but it's still a team that's dangerous. Like a lot of the teams around them that's gotten better. So them trying to play up and down, yes, it reflects an 8-6 record. But once you get Kawhi back, we're not going to be saying any of this.
Right. Them getting better is getting Kawhi back. So at the moment, they're just kind of where they were last year.
Yeah. But obviously, he's a huge piece of that. I think I'm glad we all had different ones. I had the same one as Vitor to start off though. But
nice.
This one here, we're gonna kind of catch up on some old stuff here.
Can I give another disappointment?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It's gonna be a little bit out of left field.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with the Rockets. And I didn't expect them to be good, but to be 2-12, you're expecting a bit of a jump from Jalen
because you're hyping Jalen Green.
No, it's Jalen. They have
Jabari Smith, doodle. What's
that boy crazy.
It's just like 2-12, man.
He's really good.
Like they're almost 2-12.
You know what they're doing
because you know what they're doing out there for cardio.
Tank for Wemby, bro.
He's playing defense.
They're tanking for Wemby.
Where you see defense at? He getting a stat line of 0-0 and like 1 rebound. I'm not messing with.
He's finishing like 5-5. He's finishing like 3-5.
Oh, 3 giving up. They're giving up about $125 a night.
Their defense is abysmal as a team.
They're not defense though. That was man. I expected you to have a better. I expected.
No, it's just how dare you?
How dare you cut him off? Yes, I did. I expected them to be a bottom 3 team in the league.
I expected them to be one of the worst teams in the league, but 2-12 is terrible,
dude. Because they're tanking.
You could have talked about Detroit before you talked about Houston.
For real.
Cage is more disappointing. Cage just playing like below what you would expect and.
Don't interrupt Danny.
No, you know what? No, bro. How dare you, Vitor? But you know what? We're gonna bring up. Obviously, we talked about in the preseason. We kind of talked about our top 5 seeds in each conference. We talked about playing where they're gonna be at. So we kind of wanted to bring that back a little bit, but we wanted to get Dave's spin on it. So Dave, I know you sent me a whole bunch of texts, brother. I know you sent me some big paragraphs. I know you got some good ones in here for you.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get into it.
15 games in his bag. We didn't have anything.
Exactly. Let's get into it here. So give us whatever you got, whether it's your top 5 seeds you're playing, who your top teams are right now. So let's
do top 6 teams to avoid the play-in.
Yeah, dude. Let's start with the West Coast first. Let's start with the West Coast first.
For the West Coast.
Damn, bro. I would have adjusted my shit going in if I knew this.
So this is what I went with. I went with Memphis 1, Denver 2. Phoenix 3, Dallas 4, Pelicans 5, Clippers. I believe I have Clippers 6. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's 6. Either Clippers or Golden State at 6. I would have.
Is this in order?
After gassing up Portland?
This is in order. Yeah, yes. This is in order. Portland, but then I have Portland first one out with Portland, Utah, Golden State, and Sacramento.
In the play-in?
In the play-in, yeah.
Sacramento.
Wow.
I have Sacramento
spicy. The Golden State spicy.
Wow.
No, I think you flip-flop Dallas. Where do you got Dallas?
Yeah, Dallas 4.
Oh, Dallas. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Dallas
okay, yeah, that's
I'm putting. If I could switch right now, I'd put Denver at 1. Denver, especially after watching that Molly whopping, that shit hurt, bro.
And the fact that they project to get better as Jamal continues to get games.
Jamal, MPJ.
Yeah, I mean he also
he's
hit or miss, but
I do like that. I do
to get better. Whereas
I do like that.
Just lost Bane.
I like that list. That's a really hot list right there. So why did you have Golden State? Why do you have Golden State in the play-in? What's your take on that? I know they started out terrible right now, but
shit,
that's a lot.
They don't look good. I don't think they got better really. And I think the West is just the top teams in the West are pretty strong, and I think like the bottom tier or like the middle of the pack got better.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Clippers, I think are going to be pretty good. The Pelicans, I hope the Pelicans do something, man. That lineup they got, I really like their lineup, and I think the Kings, they're in the play. I guess they're in the play-in, but. I don't know, like that.
But there's just something different about their vibe this year. I think they've started to.
Good man.
Yeah, look,
it's just Golden State is not it this year. I mean, I hope things change. I like Clay. I like Clay a lot. I like Steph, but I don't see them doing much.
They got to
Now-
start winning on the road.
I got a
Yeah, we got
question for
we
you,
got the
Dave.
standings up right
What's
here.
your
They're
question?
0-7 on the road.
I got a question for you, Dave, though. Do you think that punch Draymond Green did to Jordan Poole has anything to do with why they do not seem to have the
Oh.
cohesion so far? You think there's a hole?
Honestly,
you think there's a divide?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
Okay.
I think if anything, it's more like the money, in my opinion. Like, I think he's pissed that he
yeah.
hasn't gotten like re-signed or anything, and then here's Jordan, here's the bag. So
And
I don't
Wiggins.
know. Yeah, and Wiggins too. Yeah, I mean, I think they're just not. I just don't think they're that good this year. And I think their bench
I'm gonna
needs
say
a
this
little
one
more
thing.
help.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna say this one thing. I recall the Celtics looking real shambolic last year too. And them motherfuckers made a playoff run into the finals. So a team as talented, a roster as talented as the Warriors,
Yeah,
I
with
think
the
they're gonna right the
continuity
ship.
too.
Yeah, but they've been together.
That's what I said. I was on a call with one of my friends as a Warriors
At
fan,
least to sneak into a
and I
six.
was like,
Yeah.
we're one of those teams where like they'll be rocky to start, and then they'll start picking it up and
It's
look a little
better than
better.
being
But they're
first in
still
the
gonna
East at the All-Star break.
they're still gonna be sitting like in 4, 5, 6 seed area. But then they're gonna
Yeah.
be the team that nobody wants to play in the playoffs.
Never.
And
Yeah.
they're still gonna be a problem. And
There'll be a 7
No.
seed that sweeps the 2 seed. That stupid shit like that.
What you got though, Isaac? What you got for him?
No, I have nothing to say because you know who Dave put at 3.
Okay.
So, we'll take it though,
give,
man.
give me your East, Dave. Give
Yeah,
me
let's go to your East.
You're
y'all
on
are
my
also
East.
2-4 on
Alright.
the road. So
Did you check our home
Where'd it
record?
go?
I always, hey, it's always a rally.
Leave
in
us
the
out of
valley,
this.
baby.
Leave us out of this.
There's always a rally in the valley, baby. Just remember that.
All right,
So
so
go
that's what I
ahead,
got
Dave.
for the
Let me
East.
see. Yep.
I got Bucks, Celtics, Cavs, 76ers, Hawks, Toronto.
I think that's fair.
yeah.
That's fine. I like that a lot, actually.
I
And
have
what's
no complaints.
What you got for your
Yeah, I
plan?
got nothing.
Washington. Who am I missing? I know I missed someone. Did I say the Heat yet?
No.
No, you did not.
All right, so
Nope.
it would be the Heat, then Washington, Indianapolis, Knicks.
What?
No Brooklyn?
Mm.
No Brooklyn at all?
I did leave Brooklyn out. I guess I
No
didn't pop in
Brooklyn
my head.
over
I
the
don't know.
Knicks.
Oh.
I guess it would. I guess I'd put Brooklyn instead. Yeah, I totally forgot about Brooklyn. So my
They're
bad.
quite forgettable at the point. At
I
this
know,
point in the year.
with no
We
Kyrie.
even got
and-
Chicago out of that.
But
too.
I think
No.
KD's
Yeah.
starting to cook. So
we can't crack the play in.
who? Chicago?
Unless
Yeah.
they're,
No.
I don't know.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's wrong unless Lonzo comes back.
The Pacers are 2 games. They have 2 games less. 2 games played
There you
less.
go.
So
2 less games played.
yeah, I'm
There you
struggling
go.
here. But they can lose those 2 and be right where they're with us.
You're a lot more confident than I am. I've watched the last few games. They don't look
The
great.
Nuggets games.
Yeah.
I
But
I liked your 6. I
Yeah.
questioned your playing, but I
Yeah.
love the 6. I think the 6 is pretty lock in for what you said right
Indianapolis
now.
though can be sneaky, especially if they don't get rid of Miles Turner. I see where you're going with this, Dave, and I
Yeah.
do like it because they do have a lot of young, hungry talent, and Tyrese Halliburton is that dude.
I think he is.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you,
he's really
I think
good.
Ben Mathurin's going to be
Is he
better.
that dude?
And
Yeah.
you
I think
talk-
Ben Mathurin's going to
Math-
be better in a couple of years than Hallie is.
Mm.
He's a scorer though. It's the one dimensional versus the guy who can,
One dimensional what?
he's one dimensional. He's a scorer.
Yeah.
He's not
But he'll
an
get
all
better, though.
around. Yeah,
He'll
he's
get
not an
better.
all around like he's not a playmaker. He's not.
Look at what he is now, though.
Yeah, he'll get
You know,
better. He'll get
playmaking
better.
for young guys normally develop in a second or third year. I just need him to be a bucket.
Hallie
I don't
had it
know,
in his
Isaac.
first year.
Isaac, it
I
seems
just
like
need
you
him to be
played
a bucket.
basketball
But he's
before.
not going to get you.
Seems like you played basketball
Yeah,
before.
no.
20-10 with
You
2
know-
3 threes. Come on, man.
And look at who
Come
else
on
they got on
now.
the team, bro.
Dog, you
That's
this is the
what
same
they only
person
got,
who
Ben.
don't like Marcus Smart.
Guarantee
Yeah.
6 of them are to Ben.
He's
This
getting,
is
he's
the
getting
same
10
guy who
assists with
doesn't
those
like
bums.
Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
Oh,
He'll be
no,
a-
No.
don't do that.
Again, we've been over this. I like Marcus Smart.
No,
He's
you
just
don't.
not a big 3. Even
So
though
then-
it's-
The next
Did you
thing,
watch? Did you watch that last game against the Thunder? Try to tell me they ain't no big 3. Marcus
Yeah,
started
come
with-
on.
Was that 20 in the second half? 22 in the game?
But the
And
He's
lockdown
next,
not part of the
D?
big 3 though. I'm gonna stay out of this.
You're dumb.
Yeah.
not,
Well,
not a
well,
big 3.
dumb.
we're gonna get Dave too hyped up already. It's too early in the
He
show.
already changed. I don't know if you saw it. He changed his fantasy
We all
name.
saw it.
Yeah.
But the next thing that we're gonna
Mark
get
is
into,
smart, man.
there you go. The next thing
Dog.
we're gonna be getting into, though, we're gonna be bringing it back again. So last week I hit you guys with the Ben Simmons "Would you rather." So
Oh,
this week,
gosh.
That was pretty
Isaac.
tough, actually.
I know,
was
I
told
get
we
it.
were bogus for a lot of both our answers and the suggested players.
Hey,
Well,
it's true
when you
though.
haven't
Depending on,
played in a year and a half,
yeah,
That's
and you're
that's
sad.
what's
afraid
gonna
to shoot
happen.
from 2 feet away,
That's what's
and
gonna
you're
happen.
still
Not
not
even- well, look at
performing through
We were
15
we
games.
were we were looking at a stat line
14
when I
games.
was on the call with my friend, and it's bad.
Well, you're
It
still not
is.
performing through 14 games.
He's averaging
No.
5, 6, and 6 on like
Yeah.
43% field goal, and like what was the
Westbrook's averaging 16, 6, and 7.
44% field goal on 5 attempts a game and 47% free throws
And how many
on
minutes?
1.7 in 27 minutes a game.
Yeah, Russ is at 28 minutes a
Yeah.
game, 16, 7, and
Yeah.
5, or
Yeah.
5 and 7.
Ben's not
Yeah.
even doing that, like the steals and shit like that you expect. He's averaging 1, like his blocks aren't there. Like
Nothing is
I need
there.
to hear this because I think De'Aaron
Yeah.
Fox is taking that step right now.
I think he is too. So Isaac is gonna
I'm
be
excited
leading it
for
for us.
this.
So Isaac has the
Swag,
De'Aaron
Swag.
Fox,
My bad.
the Aaron Fox.
Swag.
Would you rather? So Isaac, let's
Swipe
start
or
it
no
off. Okay, who you got
swiping?
for us? Who you got for us?
Okay, before I miss here an Eric Gordon for an Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me turn all this up.
All right, let's start it off. This might be a little spicy to start it off. Let's go. Would you rather have DeAaron Fox or Shea Gilchrist at SGA? I can't say his whole name.
Oh,
SGA.
I'll take
SGA.
SGA. SGA is a
SGA.
dude. Watching that,
Are you
actually, I
unanimous?
watched the whole fourth quarter of that the Celtics game, and the ability for him to just get to the cup so effortlessly
And
is actually insane.
there's some times where it looks like he's just throwing the ball at the rim and it's
Well, his
going in,
first step
like-
is like that,
Yeah.
and then he's so
Yeah.
long that like if you're not matching his length, it's just at
Yeah,
the
his legs
cup
like
and
by his
half a step,
calves.
dude.
Arms
He's
not like
actually
his
nuts.
All right.
This
We
one,
all-
I'll be
we-
honest,
we
I
all
think
said
SGA clears.
Yeah,
I
Yes.
think he
I
clears.
agree with that.
I think we're on the
Okay,
same
now,
page.
we are going off based off today. So don't
Yep, yep,
jump
yep.
past. Okay. But we are going De'Aaron Fox or Darius Garland.
Garland.
Ooh.
That's
I
a
think
good
I'm gonna
one.
go with Garland as
I
well.
think I'm gonna go Garland, but this one's
Wow.
close.
That's tough because hey, DG just dropped 50. I'll go Garland. I'll go Garland.
Yeah.
All
Easy.
right,
Easy.
all right.
I don't know.
all
I
right.
think downhill though, De'Aaron Fox might have him.
This one's
But
Yeah,
I think
I
Garland's a
can see
little
that,
more.
yeah.
This is probably going to be one of the closest ones for
That
me,
one's
because I feel
tight.
like Garland's defense leaves a lot to be desired.
and
whereas,
Swiper can really
yeah,
get.
he can
get
get
an
up,
open
he
court,
can-
get them
and he can get
steals.
down and dirty.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
All right, all right.
Maybe if
All
he
right,
didn't
let's-
just drop 50, I might
yeah,
have had.
I mean, if
He was torching him.
I have mine.
Let's leave the guard realm. Let's leave the guard realm a little bit. Would you rather have De'Aaron Fox or Bam Adebayo?
What?
Oh,
Hmm.
Caught me off guard. I was expecting guards.
I like it though. Well, Danny didn't do that.
Yeah, well,
guess
Ben's
that's
like
it.
weird. Ben's a weird player where you kind of like put him anywhere and nowhere.
Who you got, Dave? I feel like you
Dude,
got
'cause
something off
Bam-
the tongue.
The defense though.
And I mean, he's still averaging like 19, 20. Like he's not been
The defense
abysmal.
though. Right. There's
Honestly,
not
like
many.
my first instinct is saying Bam.
Hmm.
I mean, Bam contributes more to winning.
I see a lot of disrespect.
I think on both
He ain't ever
sides of
won,
the
bro.
ball.
I'm gonna take De'Aaron Fox actually.
College don't count.
I'm taking De'Aaron Fox with that. Yeah. I just think there's more. I just think with who he is as a player today compared to Bam, there's more of a reliability on De'Aaron Fox than you can rely on Bam Adebayo at this moment in
It's
time.
all right. This next one should get you a little bit
All
there.
right,
Danny.
I'm going De'Aaron Fox.
I'll split it and go Bam.
All
I think
right,
that one's-
all
All
right,
right, 2-2.
all
Okay.
right.
That one was hard.
All right.
Especially because they do completely different things.
Yeah.
But yet the same things, you know what I'm saying? Like they're both pretty solid two-way players.
Mhm.
Now, would you rather have De'Aaron Fox or Pascal Siakam?
Oh, Pascal. I think Pascal's evolving into one of the top, like he's a top 10 NBA player right now.
No, he's not. He's not top 10.
No.
Top 10? 10?
Man,
Right
I-
now,
I could-
in this
I-
season.
10?
I want to hear you name 10 players better than him.
Steph, Joel, Luca. Fuck, Kawhi's not playing. That doesn't count. Okay, KD, Jason Tatum. Can I get a?
You
Oh,
didn't
it's
even
right
say
here.
Giannis yet. You
Giannis.
didn't
I was
say
just about to say
Giannis.
Giannis.
Okay, that's 8. That's 8.
That's it.
That's
Is
the
Jimmy better
seven.
than
We're
him?
at 7.
Seven.
Is Jimmy better than him though? I
I would
said
take
Jokic.
Pascal
I'll go
over Jimmy.
Jokic. Did I say Jokic?
No, you haven't said Jokic yet. That's 8.
Oh, okay. I guess we can argue 10.
Yeah.
Maybe like top 12.
I
I
think
guess.
Bi or Zion maybe.
No,
I would
not right now.
D Book
Maybe
probably.
Booker. I would say maybe
Book.
Booker.
Okay, that's
Ja.
not-
D
Ja.
Book and Ja.
Come on now. Ain't no top
Dame.
10. Ain't no top
Dame.
10.
Darius Garland maybe.
No.
Along with some of the other names. SGA
All right,
maybe.
I could see 15.
He'll be like
Yeah.
top 12.
SGA.
Yeah.
Top 12.
Yeah. That was it. But I'm gonna go Pascal Siakam.
Man's averaging 25, 9, and 8 this year.
You got
Jimmy
Dave.
Butler?
No, not this year. No.
We got
right
Dave.
now.
12
Pascal
games
or,
in?
Pascal or De'Aaron?
We can do this again later on, but
Who y'all
still
got
take-
though? Come on.
I'm
who y'all
taking
got?
Pascal.
that's
But I'm just saying
We
he's
got
not top
Pascal.
10 right now.
I'm taking
15.
Pascal as well. I think Pascal.
All right, so we got a sweep.
Yeah.
I'll give him 15.
Would you rather have DeAaron Fox or Drew Holiday?
Ooh.
Man, Drew's a
I
winner.
love Drew.
Drew's a winner.
I'm a big Drew fan.
I had to pull on some heartstrings with this one.
I also don't like the Aaron Fox.
I know. That's why I said you were going to go the opposite.
Yeah.
On all of them.
It's just like he's a good player on his own. I just don't think he contributes to winning, and he hasn't shown it yet. And like
Yeah,
they
but
gave
his
him a better.
teams have been
They
dog
gave him.
shit.
They upgraded his team, and they got worse.
They're better right now.
Yes, right
Wow.
now.
What are you talking about?
They're-
We just said the tides were turning for Sacramento, did we not?
I guess
We
you're
did
supposed
at
to
the
win
end of the year.
games with
We're still-
Terrence
I'm
Davis
picking De'Aaron
and
Fox.
Harrison Barnes.
I'm picking
Sorry,
De'Aaron
I
Fox.
can't even interject. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna say De'Aaron.
I think
as well.
he's a
De'Aaron Fox.
semi like kind of pseudo younger version.
Yeah.
This is one of those where
Guard.
it's-
I mean, he doesn't. He definitely doesn't guard and is not as pesty.
No,
pesky as
but-
Drew, but he still gets the steals and kind
Yeah.
of impact a decent impact on defense at a longer.
I
lot
would
lengthier.
because this is a would you rather and not a who's better.
And the
I'm taking
offensive
Drew.
value, I think, is
I do think De'Aaron's a better individual player, but
Mhm.
I think Drew brings more to a team in terms of winning.
Okay.
just
Dave,
wait
you
till Chris
said-
comes back and his points per
I got-
game drop to like 9.
That's fine. He can focus more on defense.
Why?
You got-
With,
I like
with
Drew.
7 foot with 7
Yeah,
foot
Drew.
Giannis behind him, I could focus on defense with that.
That's how they
Come
hype up
on,
Lopez
bro.
on defense.
All right. So
De'Aaron
we
Fox
got
on the Bucks. Are you kidding?
almost
Hands down
a
best
clean
team in the
sweep.
league.
Almost a clean sweep. Okay. What
Yeah,
you got
Fox,
next?
All right. I think I just changed this Sixer player because I was gonna do James Harden, but now it's like never mind.
I like
Would you
James.
rather have De'Aaron Fox or Tobias Harris?
I'll take De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, De'Aaron.
I won't even
I'm not.
entertain.
We don't. Yeah. I don't. Oh, Dave
I'll
looks
go
like he's
with-
questioning.
No, I got Fox.
De'Aaron
Okay.
Fox.
I got
Yeah,
Fox.
that's
Right
that-
now.
come- Yeah, right now. Come on
Hey,
now.
he's just been a little stinky this year. I think Tobias Harris is still gonna right the ship.
The way I was abusing Tobias Harris in our fantasy draft,
What else? What else you got?
All right. Would you rather have De'Aaron Fox or CJ McCollum?
That's a good one. That's a really good
That
one.
might be the best one outside of outside of DG.
This might sound crazy, but I'm gonna take De'Aaron Fox. I'm gonna take De'Aaron Fox over CJ right now.
I
think-
think
I think De'Aaron
I'll
Fox
take
clears right
De'Aaron
now.
Fox.
The what?
De'Aaron
I
Fox
think he clears right now. De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, I think so right now.
CJ's in a slump right now too, so that don't help us.
Bad shooting slump.
Dave, you in the same boat?
I got Fox. I'm
I
taking
I think
Fox.
he looked good.
I
though
just
last
year.
year.
I just think they'll put De'Aaron on New Orleans. Oh,
I mean,
I
maybe
just-
we'll see about the
Put
spacing.
De'Aaron on the Bucks.
I know that's what I'm saying. So it's just like, yeah,
Give
it's just-
De'Aaron Fox Giannis.
Oh, he'd average 25. He'd
Give
average
Isaac
25.
Moore Giannis. Come on now.
No, give Giannis Isaac Moore. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
We need some 3-point shooters. I'm just saying. Put me in the corner, baby. I ain't got to do no defense. I got all threes for
I got you. What you got? Let's keep it going.
Put me in the
Would you
corner.
rather have? Hey, y'all better pick the right person too. Would you rather have DeAaron Fox or Devin Booker?
D-Book.
I'll take Book.
Yeah, I'll take Book.
Booker.
He threw that one in.
There was a part of me that just wanted to say DeAaron.
He threw that one in.
just to
Y'all
get a
better say the right
reaction.
person. All right, for real though. Would y'all rather have DeAaron Fox or Desmond Bain?
Oh,
Ooh,
shit.
that's a good one.
That's my
Wow.
guy.
Yeah, but if he's not hitting threes, what is he?
A great
A solid
defender.
defender, and
a
so
great
is De'Aaron
defender
Fox.
and a solid playmaker.
And so is De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to be hitting threes to score.
Right.
All right, let's all say here we go. 3, 2, 1. DeAaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah. Okay, we're all okay a little
Nah.
bit. That was a
De'Aaron
good
Fox,
one, though.
bro. Tell him, bro.
Yeah.
I can think my guy.
I'm taking
All
De'Aaron
righty.
Fox. No, because if he's
All right.
not hitting shots, he looks like he did in the playoffs. Non-existent.
Correct.
We got
All
this, by the way.
How many more we got? How many more? You got a good list so far. I
3.
like it. 3 more? Okay.
3.
Yeah, it
Keep
didn't
going.
change.
Would you rather have? We was talking about this guy earlier, DeAaron Fox or currently Anthony Edwards.
Fuck.
I'll take DeAaron.
I'm
I
taking
think-
Edwards.
I think Ant's potential is insane, but he's
Yeah,
how long-
got so much to unlock still.
No,
Is
that's
he
what
a
I'm
rookie?
saying.
He was a rookie last year, right?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago, he was a rookie.
2?
So this is
2
year
years.
3.
yeah.
Yes, it's year 3.
At what point is he going to actually stay consistent?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's got
That-
a lot of things, but he's got to put it all together and unlock, the playmaking. Like
De'Aaron
talked about
Fox can
earlier.
at least give you 25
Yeah.
a night.
I'm gonna go.
consistently.
I'm going
Not that, I
DeAaron.
mean, Ant's at like 20, 21,
Speaking
but
of defenders.
Yeah.
when his
I'm-
potential is 30.
I'm going DeAaron over Anthony.
Oh, dude. Give me Ant.
Okay, last 2.
Give me Ant.
Okay.
Okay.
That
Would
potential
you
is
rather have? I
ridiculous.
need to see your Kings front office hats, ladies and you guys. Would you rather have DeAaron Fox or Tyrese Halliburton?
Tyrese Halliburton.
Tyrese.
When they traded Tyrese, I
Tyrese.
said it right away. I was like, this is a terrible move.
Tyrese is that dude. They made a mistake, in my opinion.
I'll take Hallie.
Yeah, taking Halliburton.
That was
bro.
the least convincing
I'm not
statement
kidding.
I've ever
I mean,
heard
I
out
don't
of your
think
mouth.
they're that. I don't
I'll
think
take Hallie.
I don't think Halliburton clears him.
No,
100% doesn't clear him.
it's close, but
It's close,
Halliburton
but Hallie
is just
is
a
the
better
better
all-around
all-around
player.
And I think the
Yep.
fact that Hallie's in his second year, and we're already calling him a better all-around player,
Yes.
insane.
Dave, who you got, bro? Who you got?
I'm gonna take Hallie, but it's close. It's pretty close.
Okay. Yeah.
I still don't understand the move when they did it. It just the numbers they were both putting up still like together, and now him by himself. It's like, what are you doing? Why'd you get rid of him?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
I would have kept them together, to be honest.
Yeah.
Last one. Would you rather have DeAaron Fox or DeJounte Murray?
Ooh.
All right, maybe this is the hardest one.
This one's hard. 'Cause, like DeJounte some nights looks like one of the top players in the league, and other times he looks like Russell Westbrook #2.
Yeah. I'm going DeAaron Fox over DeJounte Murray. I'm gonna go DeAaron.
I'm gonna go DeJounte. Playmaking and defense,
Okay.
and
I
he's
got
still
Murray
You
too.
usually just say
consistent.
the
got Murray?
same thing.
Yeah, I mean
Swipe has.
consistent. I think he's still a consistent scorer, but he's a better defender and he's a better playmaker.
He's longer
Okay.
and taller.
Yeah.
Who you got? C to finish it off. Who you got?
That was really hard.
Still thinking. I see.
Fuck, dude. That one's really hard.
I try to go with
No,
my
I could
gut.
I could honestly flip a coin and not care.
Spit it out. Spit it out.
I'll go DJ. I know it's right now, but I'm gonna use the fact that I saw him on the Spurs
Yeah,
in a
leading the
similar
team.
role that Swipe had, and he was putting up triple doubles night in, night out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though it should
Yeah,
be
well,
right now, but I
that-
think that one was really good.
That
one
was a
was
good
really-
one. That was a good
really
list.
good.
I like that one. That was a good list. That was
Thank you,
a good
sir.
list.
Thank you, sir.
That was a good list, man. So that finishes it off for our NBA segment. So now
I'm
we're
not
gonna
even
be getting into
convinced.
the NFL. Again, we're not gonna be going into too much of like the recaps and all that. We got a lot to cover and a lot of
Storylines,
specific
man.
questions for you guys. So first thing that we are gonna cover, again, shout out Josh Payton, man, and his Minnesota Vikings. So It's time to give the Vikings their flowers as the contender, I believe. Are they truly a top 3 to 4 team in the NFL? Now, respectfully, as we shout out Dave almost every episode. I think it's right we let him start it off with this one because the group chat's always hot. So, Dave, are the Vikings a top 3 to 4 team in the NFL right now? And should they be considered contenders?
I think they are contenders. I mean, I thought they were for the last 2 weeks, probably when they were 6-1. I was like, all right, they can do it. But I have them still at 4, in a ranking thing. I think the Eagles, Kansas City, and the Bills are still better, even though they just beat the Bills. I know, but I still think those 3 teams are more well-rounded, and I have more trust in those 3 than I do the Vikings. But I think the Vikings should get their respect, and I would put them at 4.
So do you think now, before everybody else gets into it, do you believe that Kirk Cousins is the key for this team? Do you believe he's the weak link? Do you believe what's your take on that? Do you think it's the defense? Obviously, we've heard from Pate that is the defense. The defense is not as good, but also we've heard a lot about Kirk Cousins, whether it's the national media or anything like that. So what's your take on that?
I feel like the only time they they won close games this year and they have to score points, and Kirk finds a way to score points and do it. I do agree their defense
snaps short.
Yeah, that too. I mean, their defense is not that great, but I think if Kirk can just put games together, find a way to find Jetta's every other throw.
Dude, every other throw. Thank you. Every throw.
I think they can do something. I hope I hope in the playoffs they win at least 1 game, maybe 2. But I can't see them going farther than that, really.
So you got them at least to at most the conference title game is where you kind of see them at.
If they
or the divisional
at
game.
most, yeah. I can see them getting a bye, whatever their records work out. But I could see them getting a bye and then losing, or winning that, then getting slapped.
Okay.
That's hard.
I mess with that. So Isaac, you you got a lot to say, my brother. So spit it out.
Because me and Isaac probably thinking the same shit.
I still think they suck. I'll be honest with you. I ain't never watched the 8-1 team squeeze out this many victories in a season.
But that's a good thing, though. That's a good thing, though. No,
it's a good thing. But they only have 2 good wins, and
they have one good win.
No, okay, yeah.
They have one good win.
The Dolphins didn't have.
This is the only
no,
win.
They didn't have Tua or Teddy Two Gloves.
Oh yeah, they have one good win.
Skylar Thompson.
Close games against a bunch of bad teams.
Look,
go ahead.
All
go
the
ahead.
other close games, other close games, they was beating everybody, just beating them, and then let them back into the game. Now we're gonna praise them because they finally was getting their ass whipped and they came back because Josh Allen was bad.
They lost the Lions game. They did that as well.
Stop this, people. Stop this.
So where do you see them as? Do you believe that they're a top 5 team at least, or do you believe they're just a top 10 team and you're still waiting to truly believe if they are or not?
I could give them 5 or 6.
5 or 6? Okay.
Maybe. I really want to say 10.
So still,
it's so painful.
I'm sorry, hey Pate, you listen to me. I'm sorry,
painful.
but I can't handle this. You're winning by 3, 2, 4, maybe 6 one time.
Can y'all win by 10, maybe 14?
Kirk Cousins throw 3 touchdowns the first half, throw 3 picks the second half. I can't handle this. Okay, Dalvin Cook gets 50 yards one game, get 100 the next. You choose. What team want to play? I just hate that they win these close games.
8,
that's true.
7, 3, 4, blown out.
Hey, what
do you got? No, I'm
go ahead.
Go last.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Vitor. What you got for him?
I'm under the belief that they are a good team, but they're not true contenders. And again,
you still don't. So you still don't believe in them yet at all?
No, it's gonna take Kirk Cousins passing for 350. Without going to Justin Jefferson every play and having him bail him out when he overthrows him on that catch.
Yeah, but what the fuck was Dane Jackson doing?
That was a terrible hit.
Grab the ball, pull it up.
That was a terrible.
Not even hit out the air.
Literally just swap. It's 4th down.
That shit away, exactly, Danny.
You would have had better field position by knocking it down. And you were right next to the sideline. You could knock that shit out of bounds. And
slap him in the face while you're at it too.
It was.
You only needed one hand to
It was a terrible throw. Like
one of these.
he got bailed out, and I think those in the playoff, those plays go different.
Okay.
Oh, it worked out for them in the past with the miracle.
Continues to work out for them all
But
season.
I don't know. They just don't convince me. They got the same. They're 8-1 with the same point differential as the 5-4 Niners, who got destroyed by the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs are the big knock on the differential there.
Chiefs are the best team in the league.
Yeah, but like the Falcons, I guess the Falcons put a number on us too. Yeah, I don't know. They just don't convince me.
All right, go ahead, Christian. I know you've been wanting to let this out. I know you've been wanting to. I know you've been wanting to poop on them just a little bit. So, go ahead.
Oh no, I do respect that they are top 5, top 4. Dave's right. They go 4.
I don't know. I think the Dolphins with Tua are a better team.
I agree. But
okay, let me ask you this, C's and Dave, since we got them top 4.
That's who I had them at 5th.
I gotta double check this real quick. Let me get my standards up real quick. So, do you have them? So, what teams are they over? Who is your top 4 to round it out? Before I like,
if I were to go top 5, I would say Chiefs are hands down number 1. Eagles are hands down number 2. Again, we talked about it's impossible. It's really hard to go undefeated. Every team has a bad night. Bills are still number 3. I'm not accepting that loss. Motherfucker just needs to hand it another half an inch backwards, and the game is over. Then probably the Dolphins, and then the Vikings. Even though 2 teams they beat. No,
all right. And Dave already.
I'll be honest. I can't. I said it in the group chat. I can't argue shit anymore because they keep winning. I'm not convinced, man. Like I just
look. I will
even against the Bills, though. Even against the Bills, they played half a game and they won. I feel like every week they just play half a game and they win.
That's all you need, baby. 8-1.
That's all you need in the regular season.
If they can come out this Sunday,
and they're lucky the NFC is weak.
If they could just come out this Sunday and win by 10 without giving up the lead,
bro, they've won
Dallas.
One game all season
I'll give
by
it to
more
them.
Than a score.
Yeah, like I'll give it to them. Yeah, I will give it to them. If they do that to Dallas this Sunday, I'll give it to them because Dallas is struggling already heading in. They do that, I'll give it to them. Other than that, no, I'm not giving it to them.
Okay.
Is that game in Dallas?
No, it's in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Dallas is still favored by a point, but
dude, I don't know. I think they're good. I think they're a damn good football team. I don't think they're contenders for a Super Bowl, but again, I'm not convinced, man. I feel like it's just some magical ass shit every week, and you can pawn it off as we're a good team, and you can pawn it off as you can only do what's in front of you and all that bullshit. But like that shit can't happen every fucking week. Even the Bengals ran out of magic last year, kicking all these bullshit ass field goals to win. Even that shit ran out.
Hey,
and it almost didn't run out. And the Rams had some.
You know what, man? Hey, you never know. Could be a Minnesota Miracle, but for a whole season, you never know. Right?
I don't know. I'm speechless about them, honestly, because I feel like they don't play great and then they win. So
yeah,
I'm speechless.
It's like if you play fantasy, you pick up a player that's playing against. Like they're that, honestly, they have that.
Yeah,
that
the defense is that bad. It's like, oh shit. I was like, damn, Diggs against Minnie. I'm getting like 30.
You're streaming and you see Minnesota. You're like, oh, you know what? That's a good shout. And then we're talking about them being contenders. Like you don't see
it's because it's one man. The double fish hooks, baby. That motherfucker's crazy. Yo, we should talk about that. So Pate made a good point. The fish hooks.
The hooks.
Justin Jefferson or OBJ. What was the better catch?
I'm gonna go OBJ on that one, man.
I have OBJ as well. I think that arm extension and catching it with like his 2 fingers was pretty incredible.
Literally being parallel to the ground.
Yeah.
I think and catching it like this with 3 fingers.
Well, it wasn't even, and it was behind his head.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And being able to still pull it back in and control
it was a PI.
I think with the Jefferson one, it's because of the moment and like the game circumstance. Why it's obviously a great catch.
It was a playoff game, basically.
Yeah, but like it's because of the moment, and that's why people are going so crazy about it.
But just put a half, but like competent DB. out there.
I don't know, man. I'd put
Apparently the Bill. This is okay. Can we go into the next segment about the Bills?
We are.
Okay,
I got you
I
right
got
now.
a lot to say about the fucking Bills.
So the next thing that we're going to get into, obviously the Bills have struggled a bit, even going into last year with the Kansas City Chiefs. They've made in-game mistakes that you can blame on coaching, you can blame on offense, defense, whatever the case may be. But should we be concerned about the Bills? Should we be concerned about Josh Allen and his decision making? We talked about it a little bit that we still have the Bills as a top 4 team in the league. Are they still the Super Bowl contender? Should we be worried about them? Should we be worried about Josh Allen? Chris, you got a lot to say. I'm gonna let you start it off, my brother.
Yes, I'm very concerned. You can date back to the Chiefs game last year, and to half of the games this year. If you look at Dolphins game, so count the Chiefs game, the Dolphins game this year, the Ravens game this year, the Packers game this year, the Jets game this year, and the Vikings game this year. That's 6 games out of their last 11. Where, in my opinion, they only won 2 of those 6. But they should have lost all of them. Like, they don't know how to fucking close games. You're leading by 14, 17, 10. You got the best fucking quarterback in the league. You got a top 5 receiver. You got top fucking 5 defense in the league. What the fuck? Like, how do you blow these games? And I'll be honest, I don't think they beat the Chiefs this year again. The Chiefs know how to fucking close games. You know what I'm saying? Pat made his mistake in the regular season, but Pat doesn't make fucking mistakes in the playoffs. Like,
I agree.
I don't know if they beat the Chiefs this year. Like, if they can't close games.
And we talked about
they came back against the Ravens, but they should have been down against the Ravens anyways.
And we talked about it earlier. We talked about it earlier too. We talked about it earlier as well, that when we talked about where the Chiefs are, even though they made all these moves, lost Tyreek Hill, they're still that team. They are still the team to beat.
Right.
So,
and I still think the Bills, when they're right, like they've also gone 38-3, 41-7, 31-10. Like, they've blown teams out. They've beaten the Chiefs. They've beaten the Packers, the Ravens, like the Titans. Like, those are 3 Chiefs, Ravens, and Titans. Those are 3 AFC playoff teams more than likely.
Yeah.
So they've beaten those teams, but yet, I don't know. They look shaky, man. Josh looks like shit.
I'm gonna go,
arm, bro, because he's still throwing it 80 yards, so you can't tell me it's the arm.
I'm gonna go along the same lines as you. I think more so we should be concerned about Josh Allen and his decision making. Obviously, I believe it's more so the quarterback putting the defense in a bad position. I think the defense is playing up to what it can, especially with their secondary still being diminished somewhat. Don't look at me like that. But I believe that it should be more of a concern with Josh Allen and his decision making. I do think that he fixes those mistakes going further into the season. But again, like we're going to talk about, they still got to run into the Chiefs at some point. I don't think they beat the Chiefs. I don't think that defense holds up against the Chiefs or anything like that. I still think that they're going to come out on top, and they're going to come up short this year. So that's just my take on it. Are they Super Bowl contenders? I would say yes, just based
100%.
off of the team and the roster.
When they play the full game, they're fucking untouchable.
Yeah.
They've played a full game like twice this year.
Exactly.
3 times this year.
But they're a Super Bowl contender, but the Chiefs, you have to get past the Chiefs first and Patrick Mahomes. So that's just my take on that. But
yeah.
Dave, let me see what you got, Dave. Should we be concerned about him? What's your concern?
Definitely not. I think honestly, like, yes, they can't finish games or they haven't played a complete game, whatever. With those teams Christian said, I think those are like great examples. But I don't know. Like, when I watch, I honestly feel like there was a whole bunch of pressure of like just going and just blowing everyone out. And then they lost. And they lost again or whatever. And then I think now they're just like, all right, let's just try to be healthy, get to the playoffs, and just not try until we get there.
Last year they did the same thing. They went through a rut in the middle of the season too, and only finished like 11-6 or something.
I think Josh Allen's just not gonna care much anymore about the MVP talk, about them being unstoppable. I think he's just gonna start focusing up when it gets later in the season. And I think comes the playoffs, I think he's gonna roll everyone. So, but I mean, I'm not
concerned about Josh Allen as much as I'm concerned about that defense under pressure. That defense can't stop somebody on 4th and 18.
Yeah.
That defense can't stop somebody from, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It seems like
this is multiple times down the field. And this is dating
I'm
back
not.
to the last 2 seasons against the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like I'm not worried about Josh and Steph and Gabe Davis and Dawson Knox. Devin Singletary's looked like the best year of his career. I'm not worried about that offense. I'm worried about that defense getting a fucking stop when it matters. When it matters, they
Yeah.
get stops for the whole 2 quarters.
Go ahead, Isaac. What you got?
Oh man,
It's the wagon is still circling. Okay, the
it
wagon
never
is still
stops.
circling.
We're still
okay?
breaking tables, but
All right. The thing is this: when the playoffs hit, we're gonna say his name the rest of the playoffs. It's gonna be Von Miller. You can talk about 4th and 18. You can talk about all that. He got paid for a reason. He's gonna show you why he got paid in this offseason. So when you get that 4th and 18 and he's slinging your quarterback on the ground, I don't want to hear any more talk about this defense.
That we still got they still got to win that division first, actually.
Did that happen? I was about to say they still got to face the Dolphins again.
They still got to win that division, big dog.
We're not worried about them.
To both you and Dave, they still got to win that division.
Run into the fucking Chiefs. Chiefs scare me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Vitor, what you got before we finish it off?
I agree with Dan a lot about the offense putting the defense in a bad spot. I think we've seen it. I think Allen's been throwing picks a lot. I think I used to question Allen's legs a lot. He used to refuse to take a sack or throw the ball away and then run backwards for 18 yards and go down. And then he'd put his team in a 4th and 28. But now it seems like he's gotten smarter with his legs and he's gotten
that last play against Minnesota. That last play against Minnesota, he tries to force that ball into the end zone from 25 yards out with 3 guys around Gabe Davis.
Yes.
When fucking Singletary's in a check down.
That's what I'm saying, is that his passing has gotten, it seems like he's gotten so good in the air that he's now regressing again because he's thinking he can make throws he can't make, or he's not seeing the field.
It's like what Pat went through last year.
Yeah.
Before he was like, all right,
I mean,
chill.
Tyreek wasn't helping Pat when it came to the picks and whatnot, but I just don't. He definitely looks a lot worse in the even before the elbow injury, right? Like leading up to that, he's looked worse. He's looked shakier.
And stupid because then he'll make this fucking dime that only he can throw.
Yeah, it's just the consistency.
Can I ask a question though?
What? Yeah, what you got?
Do you think because so you know how we watch Justin Fields run the football, right? And I think the biggest thing we talk about is him eating contact. Okay, I don't think Josh Allen avoids contact enough for my liking to be a
Oh God,
he loves contact.
That ain't
now that's what. Yeah, but think about it. It's a 4-quarter game, week to week. You got your quarterback putting his body down like he Derrick Henry on safety.
He's bigger than Derrick Henry.
Yeah, but still, but then you want him to drop back and throw. Do you think that takes a toll on him throughout of the game? Of him
it doesn't take a toll on the decision making.
Say that it's the decision making.
You don't know that because
it's not that the balls are being thrown poorly and he's missing his guys. He's making throws into coverage when he's got safer options, running underneath. He's forcing the ball into double coverage when he's got a guy open on a drag. Things like that. And it's he needs to learn that sometimes less is more.
I think that's something that he still has to go through, to be honest. Obviously his team is good. We know where they can get to, but I just still think it's more of a growing period for him and what he can actually do with his talent.
I think just as part of the season.
Yeah, it's definitely a rut. I don't think it's not him, but he's got to tighten up the decision making, especially with the defense being a little banged up.
Yeah,
and the secondary being a little suspect. You don't want to put your team in a position where now instead of being able to work with 75 yards and they gotta work with 35.
Exactly.
Because that's
so. Before we do finish this out, though, Dave, I'll have you go first, but we'll just give yes or no answers. Super Bowl or no? Do the Buffalo Bills get there? Yes. Isaac.
Yes.
Vitor.
I'm gonna go yes.
Yes. CC, what you got? Do they get to the Super Bowl or no?
Not playing like this, but I'll say yes.
I don't. Something in my gut still tells me that this is their year.
Okay.
They can't play. I'm just saying the second half against the Packers, second half against the Jets, second half against the Vikings. You can't do that.
Yeah,
playoffs,
but
Pat Mahomes will torch you for 30.
But the Rams also didn't look dominant every game out last year, and I think the Chiefs the year before. The Chiefs, the Bucks every year. Yes,
Cooper Cup.
But they didn't look flat out dominant in every single game.
Okay.
And I think that's what we gotta remember, that come back to earth. And I think we saw it again with the Eagles too. Like teams can't. It's almost impossible to be dominant every single game.
Yeah.
So
I got you, bro. Alrighty. Well, that's our talk there about the
Yes.
Bills. Obviously, we have our concerns and all that. We all say that they are going to possibly get to the Super Bowl. I'm going to say they're not. I think Chiefs are going to get to the Super Bowl again. That's just my take on that one. But big player, still a free agent during this season. One we're going to talk about is Odell Beckham Jr. So he's cleared from his injury rehab. He has his wish list down to 5 teams. So his teams include the Giants, the Chiefs. Actually, no. It's not the
it's the Cowboys, Bills,
yeah.
Chiefs, Giants, and Niners.
Yes, and Niners. So one thing that we're gonna get into, obviously, we know the type of player that Odell is. We know the type of impact that he does have. What do we believe is the best team and the best situation for Odell? We'll just kind of run through that a little bit here. So Vitor, I'm gonna go with you first. I feel like I know what you're about to say.
I don't think he's gonna say it.
No,
but out of those teams, who's the best fit for Odell?
I think the best fit is a team that lacks a true one in the Kansas City Chiefs.
Really?
Yes, I think
he's not a true one anymore.
I still think
off a torn ACL.
I think he still commands that attention, and he's that type of guy where I think he'll free up things for others, and he'll be a red zone
next
threat.
year.
But
I don't think that.
I also think the Cowboys are a really good spot.
That's what I was going to say.
Across, because they need another outside receiver.
For me right now, with off a torn ACL coming back from that, being more of that possession, move the chains guy for them, I think the Cowboys is the best fit out of those 5 teams.
Okay.
Who kind of lack that true number 2, because obviously Michael Gallup ain't been it. Noah Brown's still a practice squad guy who's, honestly, Cooper Rush kind of brought him onto the starting lineup. And Jalen Tolbert hasn't kind of panned out to this point.
CeeDee's more of like a deeper, like he's a more of an intermediate deep ball guy.
Oh God, I think him and CeeDee would torch.
Okay, so y'all both have Cowboys.
Yeah,
you said Chiefs.
I think Chiefs.
But
I think the Cowboys are a really good spot.
I said Cowboys for sure.
Okay, who you got? I
say those teams again.
So we got
Chiefs,
the
Cowboys. Who else?
It's Buffalo, the Chiefs, the Giants, the Cowboys, or the 49ers. Those are his top 5 teams right now that he's going to sign to at the end of the month.
I think this quarterback can make him a true one. And I'm going to go with V. I ain't going to lie. Him just being with Travis Kelce on the field, the fact that Juju and Mecole Hardman snaps off at any given point whenever Pat decides to make him snap off, but add somebody that can be that consistently for him, like in the short downs, you can get him. OBJ just got to show us he can still move without after the catch. That's about it. If he can still do that, I think he's going to be a 1 because that's how he exploded in the Super Bowl before he got hurt.
I still think he has that potential to be a 1.
Next year,
he put us all to sleep.
I think so.
I just think that's who can elevate him, though.
I like that.
That's
all right,
him,
Dave, who you got? Which team you believe that Odell's going to be signed to at the end of the month?
I mean, I think he's going to go to the Chiefs. I would say Chiefs or Niners, but I think it'd be really cool if he went to the Giants. I don't think the Giants
was my second team.
Have great receivers either. I mean, you also have Daniel Jones throwing him the ball. So, I mean, we don't know how that's going to – you know, if you want to do that. But I thought the Niners also would be pretty sick with that offensive lineup would be incredible. Yeah, but you also have Jimmy, though. You also have Jimmy. You know, you don't have Trey.
My guy.
I also liked what who's the one talking about the Cowboys? I think was it you, Christian? I think that would probably be the best fit for both for Odell and the teams, but I would love to see him go back to the Giants. I think that'd be sweet if he went back home.
Give me some.
I think it'd be definitely a good story. I think good story. I was actually going to say the Giants, but best fit wise, I'm going to go with. I think honestly, it's a toss up between the Chiefs and the Cowboys. I don't see how you can't. I just don't see how he takes into consideration the Niners and the Giants because of the quarterback situations. Is that you can't really rely on them fully throughout the course of a game. But obviously Dak can throw the ball. We know that they truly need somebody. They just need somebody else to make an impact besides CD to balance out the offense completely. But I just think the best move, I just don't see how you don't do it. I think it's guaranteed Super Bowl. If he does get on the Chiefs, that's my first option is going to be the Chiefs. Second option is going to be the Cowboys.
Next question.
What's up?
How do we feel if he signed with Buffalo, though?
I don't know, dude. I don't like that.
Does it move their needle?
I think it's a similar situation though of him like when he signed with the Rams last year. Cooper Rush was that dude. Stephon Diggs is that dude Cooper Kupp. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Cooper Kupp is that guy. Was that guy last year in LA? Obviously injured right now. But
now you can see where I'm going though, Danny. Because now if you put him with Diggs,
and you saw what happened last year.
Yeah, but that's what they already do with Gabe Davis.
Well, Gabe Davis is a deep threat,
and they already are doing it. They throw to Isaiah McKenzie a lot.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
and they throw to Dawson Knox a lot.
It's tough.
They
man.
just throw a lot.
Yeah, I just think fit wise though, I just think it's undeniable between the Cowboys and the Chiefs. I just think I just don't see why you wouldn't at least have those teams as your top two. I don't think Buffalo is really in his top two. I think he's just putting them there because of the type of team that they have, but not truly because he wants.
Well, he wants to go to a contender. He wants to chase another ring and be it, that story again, especially since he got hurt in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I think that he feels like he got robbed of the moment, the true moment.
Because he would have been MVP.
Bro, he was
gonna be Super Bowl MVP of that game if he had continued and not gotten hurt, in my opinion.
So it's one of those things where like maybe he just wants to be back there more so than anything.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So the next thing now we're gonna be getting into. So obviously the Cowboys lost to Green Bay this past week. So did this game tell you guys more about the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers, or was it more about Dak and the Cowboys?
Neither.
Yeah.
Why you say that?
It's more about Mike McCarthy.
I still think the Cowboys or the Packers suck.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Cowboys just did what the Bills did this week.
Yeah.
They had the big lead. This is the first time in Cowboys history they blew a fourth quarter lead of 14 points or more.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just a blip. I still think they're a solid fucking team. Once they get Zeke back, you'll see more of that balanced running game with the power back, and then Tony Pollard's going to have more of that unpredictability he had through the first half of the season. I think CeeDee Lamb's kind of getting his feet under him now that Dak's back. Dak's made the team a little better. Yeah, it's just a bad game for the defense. First one all year, so
okay.
I don't think either. I think each team is still kind of in the same spot. I think the Cowboys are right outside of being a Super Bowl contender still, in my opinion, and the Packers still stink.
Yes or no that the Packers or Aaron Rodgers leads them to the playoff berth? Yes or no?
No.
I'd be very fucking surprised.
Go ahead. All right, what you got for me? Should I tell you more about the Cowboys or tell you more about Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers?
I think it tells you more about Mike McCarthy, how he can be terrible at times. I think, it's just his return to play Green Bay. He was all emotional before the game.
Yeah, dude, come on.
Still emotional. Made bad calls and was like, man, I just had an emotional overload. I just want to go home. Like, I don't think his heart was in that game. That's why I think they lost that game, in my opinion. I just think, but even when it got to the playoffs, the reason why Aaron Rodgers didn't win a lot with him is because I think Mike McCarthy sucks as a coach. So it doesn't matter how well he's a great regular season coach. Shows his ass every time in the playoffs, I feel like.
Hey, all right. I respect that. I respect that opinion. Christian, you look like you gotta say something.
No, that was it, man. I don't think it was much for either team. So that's my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I mean, just the Eagles just lost to the Commanders, and I don't think it tells us anything about the Eagles or the Commanders.
They're still a 1-2 team.
Yeah, it's one of those things like these games happen. Like we see it a lot in other sports because they play a lot more games.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
The NBA, baseball. you see baseball, NBA, you see guys lose games they shouldn't lose all the time. But there's so many games that we don't make a big deal out of it. It's just because it's football and we've got 17 games, and it's going to be like, they
just at smaller size.
Yeah, and the fact that the games are at the you have the primetime games and Sunday games, so it's like they're very focused on the NBA on the day. You know what I mean? Like football games, it is NFL Sunday. Yeah. Everyone's watching football, so it's one of those things where it's like I think it just draws more attention to the game, but I don't think it means much.
Okay, I got you. Dave, to finish off the segment, my brother, what's your take on it? Tell you more about the Cowboys or Green Bay Packers?
Neither. It's like everyone said, like everyone's going with. It's just that one game, Like imagine like that parlay you got going. You're like, all right, Cowboys got this.
Literally,
that's literally what it was. Like you had your parlay going, and the favorite lost, and That was it. I don't think it's just one bad game. I don't know. I didn't think it was anything. I think the Packers still suck. I think they're gonna suck. They're not gonna make the playoffs. So
Good answer. Good
I
answer.
respect that. Very straight to the point. I like that about
And
you,
he's
Dave. Very
right. I
straight
think
to the
I
point.
think he's right.
Yeah. But now we're gonna get into some quarterbacks here. I think this is gonna bring a lot of debate. Obviously Tua was taking over Justin Herbert in the draft when
Rightfully
they both came out. Roll Tide.
Thank you.
So now people believe Herbert is the better quarterback
Not
just
me.
because of his height, et cetera. Everybody's heard about it. Has this season changed your mind on Tua being better than Herbo, or is Tua over Herbo just a product of the system? Is he just, doing well because of the quarterback? If they were to switch, obviously Justin Herbert might have similar, if not better numbers. What's our take on it? Do you believe that Tua Tagovailoa is a better quarterback than Justin Herbert?
I'm gonna play the field. Go ahead, boys.
Dave, go ahead, my brother.
I'm going no. I have Herbert by a lot. I mean, I think Tua is good. He's pretty accurate, but I don't know. Imagine Herbert with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
And
This
Mike
year,
Tua was fine with before Tyreek.
I don't know. He can't. I think
This is the first year in his career since he won a national championship at
still,
Alabama that he's
I
been
don't
healthy.
No.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
wobbling like crazy.
No.
Yeah,
Herbert. You know how many you know how many deep ball touchdowns
Are you gonna
Herbert
talk about his
and
away from the
Tyreek
body
would
throw
have?
sideways?
I think
fire throw.
Herbert is a lot better. I think his arm strength and
just what gets me.
everything he could see and do is just, I think, a lot better than Tua.
Well, let's
I mean,
hope he stops
Herbert
checking
also-
down to Austin Eckler 20 times a
Well, that's
game.
what I'm saying.
That
He
just
hasn't
shows you
had
off.
to
I
this
need
year.
that.
Hey, let's get a healthy
League.
receiving core.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. I mean, if he
Don't
had
count
Tyreek
He
this
and
had
out.
Waddle, I
Mike
think
Williams
he'd
for
be-
8 straight weeks and didn't do shit with him.
Mike Will's Mike
That's
Will.
one.
You know,
All right,
Mike.
So
We
you
all know
go
Mike
10
Will.
yards every single time to Keenan Allen. 10
Just
yards,
so-
10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards.
So then, Dave,
No,
you
it's-
believe
He's
you
got all this
believe
arm
that
talent, but he never throws it down the fucking field.
you believe that Tua is
Who you-
a product of right now of the system, essentially. That's
think-
why this
I-
debate is being brought up. You believe that he's a
Yeah.
product of the system right now?
I think right now he is. I mean, I think he can get better. I think he'll get there. But
Mhm.
I mean, just imagine if Herbert was on that team. I think it would be the same thing. Are we talking it'd be vice versa, but I don't know. Watching Herbert his first year, I thought was pretty incredible. I think
Mhm.
Tua's getting better. I will give him that. But I'm taking Herbert over Tua every day.
Because honestly, too, I think whenever we talk about these comparisons between players or anything like that, especially with quarterbacks, I think it's just that because I think with the NFL mostly, it's mostly a product of the system.
Let me hear what you think. Who you got, Dan? I'm playing the field right now.
If you ain't got one, Dan, I still got mine already.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Keep it loaded,
I want to hear everybody.
All right,
else's
shoot it off,
bro.
Yeah, I got Herbo. I mean, if you look at it, think about it. Tua ain't making no hard throws, bro. Everything wide open because the way that Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle get separation. You put Herbert in that system on the same page as Dave. We launching that ball.
Yeah.
Put Jimmy Garoppolo
around.
in that system.
I'm launching it. We dropping back, three-step drop. Herbert let it fly. Tyreek gonna catch it. Waddle gonna catch it. And the amount of separation, ain't nobody gonna knock it out the air. He literally has to overthrow somebody to get a bad pass. That's the job that Tua has. Either you don't put it on the target, or that's it. He ain't even throwing in no tight windows. He throwing the wide open guys. That's why he's 70% roughly.
He's
No,
been that his whole
the
career.
product. No, he's
Yes.
been right, but no. The difference
Yes,
is
yes,
though,
yes.
he's throwing 200. No, he's throwing 250 yards now compared to 165 for that.
He's throwing 350
that's the
now.
difference. Yeah, now he's throwing. Thank you, B. He's throwing 350 now compared to 165.
165 what?
Think about
Passing
it.
yards.
He was throwing 200 yards last year. He wasn't on no.
He only played 8 games last year. If that.
200 yards on 70% with Mike Gesicki. I want to see. Do you believe Tua do well?
No, that's a name no one said yet.
Right. Do you think Tua do well with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen's hamstrings? Do you think he'll play well?
Yes.
Do you think? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I guess.
Go ahead.
Josh Palmer's a slouch?
Yes. He's
Yeah,
never had. I said, damn, yeah.
He's
He
a slouch.
ain't breaking.
I don't know, man.
Just like Romeo
Hey,
Christian Watson.
Go ahead.
Dave got the Charger jersey on, man. He's right here. Don't diss him like that. I don't know.
So I'm gonna start by saying that Tua's proven a lot of people wrong.
Thank you, bro.
I think a lot of people have they have opinions on him that were
just wait for the buck.
They're kind of out of pocket and just like, yeah. I do think Herbert's better. And I think
even though he keeps regressing,
he's a better player in a worse system. He has a coach that runs a stick, a drag, and a stick. Like, what are you gonna do? You can't throw the ball when there's no one running down the field. Sometimes if you watch Chargers
grow a fucking pair of balls and tell your coach he sucks.
If you watch Chargers games, you'll see there's times where Herbert just flings the ball down the field.
Throw an
and
iPad.
It looks like he's just doing it to throw the ball. And
throw an iPad or two and get your coach to listen to you, maybe.
Yeah, like I think the one name that people have been really ignoring is Mike McDaniel.
He's a fucking dog.
I think he's.
I wonder why.
Yeah,
I wonder why.
Because I see a very big drop in our passing offense after he left, and I see a very big increase in the passing offense in Miami with him coming there. And I don't think it's just Tyreek. Yeah, Tyreek helps. Tyreek taking the top off the defense always helps. But
double teamed over Jaden Waddle.
Yeah,
singled every game.
But I don't think. You guys are making Tua out to be a lot worse than he is. I think Tua's a really good quarterback in a really good system.
I'm not
and
saying
I think
he's
Herbert's
bad.
a really good quarterback.
First time he's fully healthy in 5 years.
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he's extraordinary. Okay, I'm not saying that either. I think he's really good. I just think he's just even better right now just because his best throw, the nearest defender's like 2 or 3 yards off his open receiver. Like,
yeah, really good quarterback.
You act like that's every throw.
He made a point. He said if it was Jimmy into a spot
70% of the time.
I mean, Alex
Smith only hits the wide open ones. That's all he hits.
I don't see him making no real tough throws, bro. He had a great game against Baltimore.
You watch the Dolphins games every week?
I think he had a great game, but still, rest of that shit still comes from him throwing to the open guy.
He's definitely had some very nice contested throws to Tyreek down the field. But
I'm just.
I think the Chargers need to overhaul their coaching staff because them motherfuckers are idiots.
They are idiots.
Gotcha. You know what? Just to put a smile though, especially on Christian's face, I'm gonna say Tua Tagovailoa is the better.
Thank you.
I was hoping for a turn there because I saw him start. I saw the smile start creeping. I was like, Herbert's better.
I know. I was about to go there, but I think it's a lot up though for debate. I think
it's who's better, not who's more talented.
I just think that once the Chargers become fully healthy, especially with that receiving core and having Keenan back, Mike Will back, and all that as well. I think that once they're all healthy, I think that they'll be good.
Is week 1 to the Chiefs again?
Is Keenan coming back?
No,
I don't know, man. That's why I traded
Herbert.
That's why I traded him.
Yeah, that's why you traded him.
Yeah, not the fact that I'm 1-9, but yes, I did trade him. But the next thing that we're going to get into, we can just go through this one here real quick before we get into the last portion of the NFL talk here. But the Las Vegas Raiders, officially 2-7. Derek Carr crying in the presser. Do we believe? See, I didn't.
Sorry, I doubted you. I told you that man's awful.
I didn't mean it to make fun of him. I think he's passionate. But what do they need to do? Do you think that it's to where that they got to choose the coach over the quarterback, or we believe it's to where they have to choose Derek Carr and replace Josh McDaniel after 1 year?
They need a stat pad Devontae so that they can trade him for the biggest bag that they can get and then rebuild that team because it's all trash.
Don't they have a draft pick next year?
They probably have a draft pick.
Go get Bryce
they're
Young.
top 10 right now. They're in top 10 right now.
Go get CJ Stroud.
But they're gonna have to move up or lose more.
Yeah,
I think
they're 2-7. Yeah, lose more.
I think so. Yeah.
They're the worst team in football.
Are they the worst?
No, they're not yet.
They're the second to worst team in football.
Oh yeah, but you have to look at.
They have the second overall pick.
Oh
wow.
Hey, okay then.
They were like
the Texans are
7-1.
1-7-1.
Yeah.
The Raiders are 2-7.
Yeah.
Every other team after that has at least 3 wins.
Consistently bad.
Go get Bryce Young. Go get CJ Stroud.
So do you believe though that it's keep Josh McDaniels
and then go get a new coach?
It's
keep Josh get a whole new defense. Like the team is just bad.
It is pretty bad, man.
They're not a quarterback away. They have no defense. They got no offensive line. Like
I think obviously y'all heard me say at the beginning of the year Derek Carr's a top 10 quarterback. We're gonna change that a little bit. I'll tweak it just a little bit. We
need to do like a cold takes compilation.
Dude, that's terrible.
I just don't think though that this is all on Derek Carr. I think has to do with a combination of the coaching staff plus a terrible defense.
And
that's what I believe.
And Derek Carr.
But I just don't think it's
but if he's not number 2, he's the number 3.
But I just don't think it's all his fault. Because I just don't believe that they're gonna have a good quarterback like on his level anytime soon. Granted, they could have a high draft pick. Granted, they could get Bryce Young. But I'm just saying that it's not going to move the needle right away. I just think that it's got to fix. I'm just saying. I'm being realistic. I'm just saying. I just got to be. If you draft Bryce Young, he's not going to fix your defense. That's just where I'm trying to get at.
Put up a lot more than 10 points a game.
Hey, you still have to see, but I just think it's to
where I think they got to open receivers.
That's the team that let Kamara go for 40.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, but Isaac, what you got from me? Do you think that is to where Derek Carr is the issue, or is it the coaching staff? Combination of both. What do you think they got to do, real quick?
I think it's a combination of both. I think if you go get a different QB, I think they can elevate the team. In my opinion, to say they're not going to be able to elevate that team with a Devontae Adams, a Hunter Renfrow, a Darren Waller, and Josh Jacobs playing well. You need to go tell Rock Sin to play his ass off. You need to tell Jayon Brown to wake the hell up. Like Chandler Jones, I gave you a bag for you not to play like this.
Chandler Jones has a half sack in 9 games.
Like that's I gave you a bag to put pressure on the quarterback, not to come in and give me a half a sack through 9 games. Like that means you didn't even get the real sack. You put your hand on it. That's all you really did. So it's nothing really that. If it's anything they need to do this offseason, I don't say blow it up. I say either if you're gonna stick with Derek Carr, you better put some real money into this defense. Like really put some get some real key players for that. Like make a real move like how Baltimore ran to go grab Roquan or something. You need to go make a move.
Yeah.
Or something because you need somebody to wake that team up on defense.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I respect that. Dave, what you got from me? You taking Derek Carr, you taking the coaching staff, combination of both, getting rid of them. What you got?
I think they need to get rid of both. I'm not that huge on Derek Carr. I don't think he's bad. He's better than Baker.
No, it's not hard.
He's better than Jimmy.
No, he's not.
Put him on the Niners. I think he's better than Jimmy.
I don't know, but I would go get a quarterback for sure. I think their offense really isn't that bad. They got weapons. I mean, Waller and Renfrow just weren't really healthy this year.
And I think that's also where you get the play calling in, which is why the second half of what you were saying.
But also to throw in, they had 6 losses this year by 1 possession. Yep. So I don't watch any of the games, but that's imagine if those 6 games just went the other way.
That's basically
they were leading
the Vikings,
in 3 or 4 of them by.
That's basically
the
Vikings in reverse.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I got you.
But I think they need to get a new quarterback for sure. Definitely new coach. And I'm not what Isaac was saying, that defense it's not it. Defense ain't it.
It just sucks though, I think for all New England assistants, man. Like they literally get hired and then they just stink it up. Like everybody when Josh McDaniel went back to New England went to New England after Denver, stayed there, declined the Indianapolis Colts job. Well, obviously won a Super Bowl and all that. Everybody was praising him.
Jeff Saturday.
Hey, want to know? Hey,
I like that move.
But Josh McDaniel still stinking it up as a head coach. I just think with him, I still think you got to give him at least 1 more year, and actually solidify everything close around him. But bro, you're literally cleaning up the mess of Mike Mayock and John Gruden from what they did, especially with
John Gruden had that team spinning at the first half of the season, though.
Yeah,
John Gruden had that team slinging.
But the special teams
coach
carried
Derek Carr looking decent.
Yeah, but the special teams coach carried them to the playoffs through all of that.
Correct.
Through all that drama.
But I'm saying Gruden had him at a solid start.
He did. He had a solid start with him, but
not the greatest person.
I mean, I think
defense was still shitty though. That defense was still
correct.
not good.
Let me ask
That
you a
defense.
question.
and Gruden.
Go
was
ahead. Ask
asking
me.
for them and
Go ahead.
missing.
Ask me a question. Ask me a question.
How many years does Derek Carr have to quarterback for him to get something right? You explain to me.
Nah,
It's
he needs to
time.
go, dude.
It's time, bro.
How many head
It's time.
coaches
Brother
he
wasn't
had?
a good quarterback.
How
He's not
many
a good
head coaches he
quarterback.
had?
It
Man,
doesn't
Oh, come
matter.
on.
Don't do that.
When has he had a good defense? Let me know.
It took
He's
two
not
1
doing
year.
I'm sorry, what was that?
that?
No, he does not.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, man. Derek Carr is not a bad quarterback. You're not going to get anybody
Not
better
a
right
good
now.
quarterback though.
Danny, move on to the next segment, or
Man,
you're
Yo,
gonna
not
get
gonna
yo,
take
yo,
a better
tripping. You know what?
I've
You know
never
what?
seen somebody ride
You know
for
what?
Derek Carr like
I'm
this.
going back to it right now. Derek Carr, you're a top 10 quarterback, my guy.
Never seen anybody ride for
Bro.
Derek Carr like this.
bro. What are you on?
The consensus opinion is that he's dog water.
So- So the next thing that I wanted to get into with you guys. So obviously we're talking about Derek Carr and being a quarterback. How many teams do we believe have franchise quarterbacks around the league? Is there a lot? Is there a little? What do you believe that a team needs
let
a
me list them
franchise?
off. Let me list them
Go
off.
ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
is
List them
there
off.
And
seriously-
then keep a counter. Everyone keep a counter on their hands.
I got you. I got
I'm
you.
gonna
Go
list
ahead.
it off. Tua,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll say it. He's a franchise quarterback.
Zach Wilson,
No.
No.
Josh
No.
Allen,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi.
No.
No.
Y'all thought I was
No.
slick.
No.
Patrick Mahomes,
Yes.
Obviously.
Justin Herbert,
Yes.
Obviously.
Russell Wilson,
Not
No.
no.
I think
No.
he's done.
I'm gonna say no.
I think he's done.
Said
Derek
yes.
Carr,
No.
No.
Lamar Jackson,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Joe Burrow,
Yes.
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 Deshaun Watson.
But yes.
I'm gonna say
Everyone
yes.
But yes.
I'm gonna say no. I'm not
Kenny
gonna-
Pickett,
No.
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 Yes. I'm a Pickett guy.
Tannehill
I like
slash
Pickett, but
Malik
no.
Willis.
No.
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 Um,
Just a no.
I'm gonna skip the Colts
Yeah.
because we all saw the Sam Ellinger project. Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
Yes.
I say so.
No.
I don't really know if I should skip the
No.
Texans either because it's gonna be Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. So yes,
Yes.
but no for them. Jalen Hurts,
Yes.
Danny Dimes,
No.
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 Dak
No.
Prescott.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yes,
What?
he is.
I
Yes,
don't
he
think
is.
he's
Are
a.
you
I don't think
kidding
he's
me?
a franchise quarterback. No.
I don't think
What?
I don't
Franchise
think he's the
quarterback.
guy you
Derek
just
Carr
hand
in
your
his top
keys
10.
over to.
I can't take you serious, Derek.
He's not a franchise
Oh
quarterback.
my god!
I think he's a really good quarterback.
He's a
I
really
just
good
don't think he's
Taylor
that.
Heineke,
No.
Geno Smith,
No.
No.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
No.
No.
I'm not
Yes.
counting Trey because he's trash.
Oh, I did.
You counted Trey for what?
Trey
He looked like
Lance.
shit when he played,
So he's still young.
and
He's
then
got time.
he's oh god, Kyler Murray.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Nope. Mm-mm.
I'm gonna go with
Be
no.
consistent. Thank you. If you didn't put Dak,
Yeah.
If you didn't put Dak, don't
Yeah, I
put
don't
Kyler
think- I
Murray
don't think you
because
should
Dak
have
is
to.
better than
I
Kyler Murray.
put Dak, so I'm
Dak
putting
is
Kyler.
better than Kyler Murray.
Okay.
Matt Stafford,
No.
No.
Kirk Cousins,
No.
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 Aaron Rodgers,
Yes.
He's gonna retire.
Yeah, at this stage, I feel like him and Brady.
Jared
work
Goff.
Okay,
hard.
is he really considered a franchise quarterback?
yes, he
I
is.
think
Yes,
he's
he is.
franchised out.
Aaron Rodgers
No.
is
I'd say
more like
any-
franchised
like that.
in.
Yeah. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, Jared Goff,
No.
No.
Justin Fields.
Yes.
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 Yes, I had 14.
I had 11. So 11 we can say around 11, 13,
So I
14
was
teams
14
have
with you,
franchise.
C's.
Yeah.
I had 11, or actually I had 12 with 13 players.
Wait.
I believe.
Wait.
Do you have Zappy?
Wait.
Oh, I missed the division.
I mean, does it matter?
Yeah, Tampa Tom,
Yeah.
Mariota,
I feel like
Baker Walker,
No.
and then
No.
Red Rocket and James.
James.
Yes,
I
I'll
feel
take
like
Tom for 15.
I feel like
Half the
Tom
league.
and Aaron are two guys where like they were, but at this point, like teams are maybe looking at moving on, or they're going to be retiring in the next year or two, and you're like, okay, well, you don't. Are you a franchise quarterback if you have 1 year left?
But I believe though
Tampa's
you
still
can
going to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
They're
100%.
still going to push for a Super Bowl in that week NFC.
Yeah,
But I believe though you can still say that
so when I-
Aaron
when I-
Rodgers
Put Aaron
is,
on any
when
contending
I-
team
Yeah.
and he elevates them.
yeah, that's where I'm going with the difference is that I believe that you can say that
I think Aaron
When I-
Rodgers
Tom-
does more with the Chargers than fucking Herbert does.
When I think of a franchise quarterback, who am I handing a 5-year max contract out to right now?
Right, bro, but it's
Yeah.
right. It's this year. Who's franchise quarterback?
Yeah.
And
Then
Aaron
yes,
Rodgers, come on.
but it's still like
He's been torching us for fucking 20 years almost.
Yeah, bro.
Sell it, bro. We have his number.
How many rings you got from him? He got more rings than you
We got 2 appearances
in your lifetime.
But I'm glad we kind of went over that. We had a lot to say about the NFL. Dave has had a lot to say. I like it so far, Dave. Bring in.
Oh, can I throw one in though for the
Yeah, go ahead.
quarterback?
Go. Let me see what you got.
So I think the Ravens have 2. I think Lamar
Tyler
and
Huntley.
Tyler Huntley, bro.
You son of a bitch!
I think Tyler Huntley is a dog, and he just has not got a chance to do
Oh,
anything.
you son of a
Like,
bitch. Yeah,
sucks.
Lamar
He's
hasn't
so
been injured
good.
yet.
I know,
this year.
dude. He's
You
so
son
good.
of a bitch. You
and
thought
he's
you were
just sitting
slick.
there.
Dude, he's
I
still
like
what,
that.
23?
He's
pretty
young.
Dude, he's a dog. I love that guy.
I don't think though I
don't
don't
think
know,
what?
man. I don't
No,
think he's
you
gonna
hush
get the
up.
right chance.
You
I don't
hush
think he's
up,
gonna
you
get the.
Derek
I don't think he's
Carr
gonna.
gotta die.
Just turned. Oh no.
I don't think he's gonna get the right chance though to actually
No, I
prove
don't want to
himself.
hear
Is what the
anything
sucky
else from
part
the
is.
Derek Carr student section. Okay.
Bro, go get Tyler Huntley on a discount.
Yeah,
Please,
never know.
someone save him.
But alrighty, I
Look at
like
that
that though,
throwing
Dave. To
motion.
finish
Look
it
how
up.
beautiful.
So next thing we're gonna be
Learn
getting
from
into.
Lamar.
Next thing we're going to be getting into is the MLB. Obviously, season finished a little over 2 weeks ago. There's a lot of decisions that are going to be ahead with the winter meetings, free agents, everything like that.
Yeah.
We're also going to be getting into, we're going to also let Dave take a lead on his take on the Boston Red Sox. He's had a lot to say about them. Yeah, there you go. As you can hear from his voice if you are listening. But first thing that we are going to get into, obviously the major free agents that everybody's really talking about is pretty much Carlos Correa, Aaron Judge, Trey Turner. We can even throw in, just for Dave, we'll throw in Xander Bogaerts as well.
What about isn't Ohtani yet?
No, he's not.
I don't think so.
But there's been a lot of trade talk.
They signed him to the
He got
1 year.
another year then?
They signed him to the 1 year extension to cover his arbitration. So that's what they did with that. But for Carlos Correa, Aaron Judge, Trey Turner, and we'll even throw in Xander Bogaerts. Which player would you want to sign? Which player would you want to sign to your team and why? If you want to also explain how much would you give them, we can do years and money as well. Dave, start with you, my brother.
It's easy.
I think the shortstop position is like the best position in baseball, and just like you need someone who's good, who can hit, who can field, who can do it all. I would take Trey Turner, to be honest. I think he's a dog. I think he's just phenomenal, man. He was amazing in Washington, amazing in LA. I think I would give that dude probably like 350, 400 mil. I mean, I don't know how
I would
it is.
go
I
a
didn't look
little
at that,
less.
but a little, I don't know. I think he's really good. I just also hate those big contracts, though. Like 10 years stuff. Like, come on, like you really expect someone to play till they're 38 at that level? Like, I don't know. So, but I would like if I was starting up or if I want to sign someone right now, it would definitely be Trey Turner.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow that one up. That's where I was actually going. I think Trey Turner is the safer bet. Obviously doesn't hit for that power, but can provide some juice, about 15 to 20 home runs on a good year. Plays
bats
for
over 300 consistently.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he's always a threat to steal a base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I just think he provides that all around type of consistency. Even like a Mookie. Mookie is one of the most consistent players in the league today. I just think that you can't sign anybody else over Trey Turner just because of the consistency aspect and the safe pick. So I'm following that up with Dave. So that's where I'm going. I would probably give him, again, I don't like the 10-year contracts, just like Dave said. I don't like those. I think it's played out at this point. I just think up the salary. I think that maybe like an 8-year, $350-400 million contract would do it. Obviously a big market team is going to have to do that. Big market team is going to have to do that. But I think the 8 years is kind of what you're going to see be the norm now. I don't think those 10 years are really going to drag out much longer. But I think probably 8 years, $350-400 million, I think would do it. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see something like that in the near future, or even with this winter, or even with these free agents in this class right now. So that's where I'm going with it.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Hold on, I'm checking something right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's annoying.
What you got, see? I know you got something.
Yeah, I'm picking Xander Bogaerts.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh, you turd.
it might be
Oh,
maybe
man.
like a smaller
I do
contract,
it.
but when you look statistically, at a lot of advanced stats, he's the best two-way shortstop in the game. So I think that's easy for me.
Oh, very quick to the
I mean,
point.
he's
I like it.
better.
Well,
He's
see,
better
you
than
got
Carlos
my pick.
Correa. Um,
Yeah.
I think Trey Turner is faster, but I think he's not as good of a defender. I think Bogarts can hit around that 300 mark close to consistently as Trey Turner can with a lot higher power and RBI numbers. So, yeah, I think Xander's pretty nutty. I think the Red Sox are stupid, but they're probably going to sign Devers, I would assume. So,
Yeah. I'm sure
or
Dave
maybe
will-
not. I don't
I'm
know.
sure.
We
I'm
don't
sure
know.
Dave has. I'm sure
We
Dave
don't
has a
know.
lot to
But
say.
yeah,
I'm sure Dave.
I think
Yeah.
Xander Bogarts for sure of the free
Okay.
agent shortstop class. I think he is. I mean, Jeremy Pena's got a couple years before he probably takes over the league, but I think Xander Bogarts right now is the best shortstop in baseball.
Okay.
But he's
Isaac, who you
30,
got for
and
me?
that's where you get the downfalls.
Yeah.
You can only
Yeah.
sign him
Well,
to 4 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
You
even think
got
I
I.
need to talk. And I don't even think I need to talk. My first option, second option were all taken. My first option was Xander Bogaerts, just what C said. I think he's the best two-way shortstop in the game. But then my second option was Trey Turner, and then Dave gave spill on Trey Turner. So, there you go for me.
Chuck
All
it
right. All right. V, who you guys to finish it off for us?
See, like I agree with both. I think Turner's the best investment.
Plus he's a little younger.
Yeah.
But he's not better. I don't think he's
But
better.
yeah, I think Bogarts is the best player. But as a Giants fan, I think I'm obliged to say Aaron Judge. It's just because I feel like that's the route that our whole fan base and front office seems to be eyeing.
All in, bro.
Yeah, but again, when we're talking
All
about
in to win 80.
signing these guys who are 30-ish and signing them to long
It's gotta stop
contracts,
eventually.
signing like 8+ year contracts, like I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the idea of giving a guy, a gajillion dollars over 8 years.
Can I ask a question for you?
What?
V?
Yeah.
Because I brought this up last year, like when we was talking about Aaron Judge and paying him. This postseason batting, bro. Do you want to pay him that
dude,
much?
that was my take on Trey Turner. Trey Turner shut the freaking bed this postseason.
He did.
I mean, the whole Dodgers really did, except for Mookie. But
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think Trey
like,
Turner didn't show
that's
up.
3
At
years
least
in a
this
row, my
postseason.
man.
He's done it before, but
Yeah.
3 years in a row, that man gave you
that's
a
all right. They won't
phenomenal
sniff the
regular
postseason
season.
anymore.
Yeah,
so.
but they'll sign this guy and then they'll still lose the division by 30 games or so. Yeah.
Hey, all we need is a wild card. That's all we needed in the past.
better with the wild. Better with the wild.
I got you. But the next couple of things that we're going to be talking about. So obviously, again, the season ended a couple of weeks ago. The Astros won again. Hey, the Astros won it, man. Should the Astros be favorited next year? Are we looking at the next dynasty with this team and this core pretty much staying intact? Justin Verlander did opt out, but I believe he will re-sign with them.
Next dynasty, they are the current dynasty.
Yeah.
Do we should they be favorited next year? Or should
the
we
first
be looking
team
at
in
another
history
team?
to make 6 straight championship series. Yes, dude, they're
I'm going
fucking
no.
ridiculous.
You're going no, Dave. Why?
I think the Atlanta Braves are gonna do some crazy stuff in these next 5 years, man. I picked we had this bracket thing we had, and I picked them to win again, and then they just choose to lose the first round. But I don't know, that team with how young they are, with how long they're gonna stay together, I think they're gonna be great
Next year.
every year. I don't know. I think the Braves, yes. I think
the problem with
them.
the Braves is they're the
Dave's
small market.
thinking like me and the Mariners over here.
The Braves have nobody making over 22, and they don't commit money. There's been doubts about them re-signing Dansby Swanson, and if they can't, they're going to go with guys they've already got in house. I don't know if that's going to limit them over the course of these. When you talk about these, obviously, the spenders don't really win that often in baseball.
Obviously, Dodgers.
Yeah, but when it comes to Dodgers, the Yankees, they don't really win that often. But I don't know. I feel like they're a team that they're always going to be there. I just don't know if they'll have what it takes when it comes down to nitty gritty.
Dude, come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at the starting 5 for the Astros. 29, 29, 27, 26, 25. They don't even. That's without Verlander. That's their starting five. Their bullpen, Ryan Presley's probably the second best closer in the game. Dude,
Hang your jersey on
come
the way.
on. Jose Altuve. Jeremy Pena filled the biggest shoes you thought someone couldn't fill. Like it was nothing.
Yep.
Dude,
And he's working at Dave's
they're
favorite
fucking
restaurant
pissed
right
me
now
off.
in Raising
They pissed
Cane's.
me
So
off.
shout out.
Alex
Cane's.
Bregman,
Yeah.
probably top three third baseman in the
We're
league.
also
Oh, Kyle Tucker. Oh my God. Tell me, Dave, come on.
And-
You gotta be a
missing-
big Kyle Tucker dog.
I'm taking the I'm taking the
Jordan
Braves,
Alvarez.
but I do think
I'll
the
take Kyle
Astros are
Tucker
very
over.
good. It
Kyle
was a
Tucker's
hard
playoff performer.
decision,
Yes.
but I like the Braves.
They're both.
I like
Braves
you
are young. I
sticking
don't like
with
the
your-
Braves next
25.
year. I like the Braves in a couple of years.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
I think they
Tucker is
won
good.
premature, which was impressive.
This team is actually so young.
Dude, it's so
They are.
insane.
They
Aside
are,
from like
man.
Altuve.
Yeah, Altuve, and then they got
Fucking
Maldonado.
gross. It's gross.
Yeah. Hey, I like what Dave said though. I think
The Braves are too, 100%.
Yeah, I
That
think
future's ridiculous.
the fact that they locked up their young stars, I think, is
Mhm.
what's most important because you have them locked in. You don't got to worry about paying them more. So maybe it's saving them for a bigger move down the road. Who knows? Maybe they do get Aaron Judge or somebody.
I could see them two teams just trading World Series for the next like 5
Yeah.
years.
100%.
They're gonna go
years.
get Xander.
Hey,
Dude, stop.
then you'll be on the new wagon. But
Well, dude, then if you don't
Before-
sign Swansby and then you go sign Xander for
Well,
5 years,
they don't-
get some leadership.
Okay, there was a report today that they're not going to be spending. Like that's the thing. They're literally just not.
Never know.
spending.
Never know, man. Never know. But before Dave jumps the Red Sox wagon, we're gonna get Dave's take on the Boston Red Sox. They've had
Talking
up
shit.
and down years. Dave recently said in our group chat that he is going to be jumping the wagon, if I'm not mistaken, from this summer, or for this winter and all that going into the next baseball
that
season.
rough?
So Dave, give me your take on the Boston Red Sox, their decision making real quick before we jump into some NCAA football to finish
I
off that.
just,
So,
I mean, I really hope Shane Bloom knows what he's doing. I mean, I don't know. I don't get why I don't know why he didn't pay either Xander or Devers in the middle of the
That part
season.
scares me. Why
Like,
Devers
why
didn't get
why
paid.
didn't you give one of them the bag in the middle of the season and then figure out the other one in the offseason? But they're both just sitting there like, who's going to get paid? What's going on? I think they should pay both of them, in my opinion.
Dever, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Devers is mid-20s?
23.
23 or 24, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, he's younger
So-
than I thought. Okay.
I think he should get a lot of money. I mean, I think Xander should get at least like probably top 3 salary of like what the other shortstops are getting. I don't know
Mhm.
how long. I mean, I think that's what people are talking about is the age with him, but
What would you give him
Shane-
if you had to pick a what would you give him salary wise and year wise if you had to pick if you were the GM?
I would mean probably 4 to 6, something like
Mhm.
there.
25.
I don't know. At least probably 30 mil a year, maybe a little more.
Ooh, I don't know if that'd be a slap in the face. to him,
Maybe
don't you
that's
think,
more because he was getting 20, right? It was 20 or 25.
though? Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever Francisco Lindor is getting, I think he can get that or even more.
Dude, Lindor is doo-doo.
I know, but I thought he got paid pretty well.
Got
He
paid
did.
pretty high for my
Yeah.
opinion.
I mean, I think Xander is great. I just don't know why Shane is not giving him the money. Just, dude, keep the fans happy, keep the players that want to stay happy. Like,
Come to
why?
Chicago.
Like, even with Mookie never wanted to really leave. I don't think he ever wanted to,
Mm-mm,
and
mm-mm.
they had to do it though. I mean, could you imagine? They had. I thought about it the other day. They had Mookie, they had Benny. Who's the other guy? There was someone else they got traded, and they
Benintendi was good
like-
with Boston.
like that
last year.
2018 team. Oh, they
Yeah.
get JD's gone now, but I mean he's
Yeah.
old. But
JD Martinez
20
and JBJ
oh,
was the
Christian
center fielder.
Vasquez.
And
Christian
Christian Vasquez is
got
gone.
traded, in my opinion, for nothing. I don't know why they
He
did
went
that.
to Houston and now he's a free agent.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like they're just getting rid of a lot of people I enjoyed watching and I liked, and like I'll never forget that 2018 playoff run, dude. That was so much fun watching that team and hanging out with you guys every day watching it. It's like, oh my god, dude, that was
Freaking,
awesome.
What's his face? The pitcher, Evaldi.
Nate,
Take
those
off.
9 innings or whatever,
Dude, he
and
was
moving the
nuts.
game still. Like, what the hell? And I
Throwing
mean, him,
105.
he declined his qualifying offer today.
Oh,
So
goodness
I don't know
gracious.
what the hell.
Dude,
I
they're
don't know what's
falling.
going on, what they're doing, but I'm pissed. If they don't, at least in my opinion, I think they need to keep Devers and Xander to keep the fans happy, to keep them happy. I mean, I'm fine giving them money. Like, they deserve it. They've won you a couple rings. Like, come on now.
And especially with Alex Cora as well. Alex Cora is no slouch at being a manager, especially for them as well. So I think you got to do something there and at least give them some pieces to work with to actually make everything, worthwhile. So, Dave, I'm sorry, man, to get you all emotional and stuff like this.
It's cool.
They're blowing that shit up for some reason.
I don't know what I hope Bloom figures it out. They're really good somehow. I don't know, but I see them being last again or fourth maybe. I don't see them being very good.
That division is, especially with Baltimore on the rise. I don't
Well,
see
you got to play those teams how many times?
I know.
Half your schedule is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
Alrighty, but last segment that we're gonna be getting into now is gonna be some NCAA football. Christian's gonna be leading it. Christian gonna be leading this though for us. Dave has a lot to talk about when it comes to NCAA football, so we're gonna be hearing a lot from him. Roll Tide, baby. I'm sorry, but Roll Tide.
Keep it alive, baby. Keep it alive.
But CC, what you got for us when it comes to the NCAA football? What you got for us? And then Dave, anything that you want to jump off of? Anything you want to jump off of Christian adding? Feel free, but go ahead, take it away, Christian.
Hey, shout out to Alabama. We slid up from 9th to 8th. Let's go, baby. So the top 4 is actually unchanged, unfortunately. Top 5 is unchanged.
Can you tell me who's in that top 4?
Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and TCU.
I just had to make sure you said my Buckeyes.
Michigan's right there.
Isaac, I say this every week. Look at your schedule and look at ours. And please close your mouth.
You know what I see? 10-0.
Isaac, you probably have like 5 losses if you played an SEC schedule.
10-0, 8-2. That sounds like a personal problem.
Okay. Anyways,
that's a Nick Saban and them issue, not a Ryan Day and us issue. Okay.
Dave. So we got 4 undefeated teams left in the nation, at least in the Power 5. I'm not sure if there's a straggler somewhere. Obviously, one of them is going to lose. So, who you got sliding into your top 5 at the end of the season? Obviously, we still got 3 more, top 4, sorry. We still got 3 more weeks left. We got 2 regular season weeks and then conference championships.
So, like, my final 4, if it plays out how I think it will, it would be Georgia, Ohio State, TCU, and USC.
Whoa.
Those were the 4 I think they will do. Because
don't do that to USC.
You have to argue the fact that with Tennessee losing 1 game to Georgia, okay, they lost 1 game, but they never had an opportunity to play a championship game like USC is going to have an opportunity to. Yep. TCU also, I just think they're not going to lose, so I think they're going to be undefeated, stay in. Same with Ohio State. It's just like you have those 1-loss teams now. I mean, you can have a 1-loss Clemson win the ACC. Mm-mm. You have USC 1 loss, win the Pac-12. Now you have USC those 2 and then Tennessee. And they have USC ranked above Clemson, so technically, they would take.
They're ranking that Pac-12.
So my question to you is, so 1-loss Tennessee at 4 would then get a rematch with Georgia. And we saw how a rematch went last year. Alabama handled Georgia in the SEC title game, but then got handled in the big one. So would you not like to see a rematch? Because Tennessee's they have fucked every other team up, including Alabama. Mm-hmm. Their defense wasn't great against Alabama, but I'm just saying.
I don't think that people like rematches either.
Especially
unless it's like unless it's the championship, people are like, all right, fine. But like first round, people are just like, I don't know, I don't want to see it. Yeah, like it would be a lot easier if it was like that. Like if Oregon was undefeated or USC or.
I wish Oregon didn't just lose though to Washington. Yeah, because then they'd have a chance to beat a USC. Yeah, they could have something more to talk about. So, what do you think about a LSU 2-win SEC title? Sliding in at like a 4.
Loss, but
2-loss title. Sliding in at a 4. So like a Pac-12 champion.
Okay, but so then would you put them above Georgia though? Because technically they just beat Georgia.
No.
Because that's what you'd have to argue too. Is
I would put Georgia like 3, LSU at 4, or vice versa. Usually when Alabama is 1 and they lose the title game, the SEC title game, they usually drop to 4 in recent history, but still make it. So maybe Georgia would drop to 4 with LSU going to 3.
Yeah, and that's like what I like just because it's head to head, like just who like since they beat them, yes, they have 2 losses, but they beat them, the team that was 1. Technically, I think they would put them ahead, which I think would be really cool and cause a lot of chaos.
That'd be sick. A 2-loss SEC champion.
The thing that sucks though is Tennessee wouldn't have a chance, and I want to see Tennessee in. They would be done, but like anything could happen. I think it would be sick if USC loses to Notre Dame on the last game of the season.
Yeah,
I think it would be
Notre Dame been playing spoiler already.
Yes, I think it'd be cool if UNC beats Clemson, because then we're talking about UNC 1-loss ACC champs.
It's just so tough, man.
Dude,
with the ACC,
and this is listen.
It's so tough with the ACC, man.
I'm gonna be honest. If it's not Tennessee at the 4 seed, I think any other team gets fucking wrecked. That's my problem. I try to look at as a 4 seed, like, who has the best chance to actually compete with Georgia.
Yeah. And the only team that's viable
team is gonna get mocked.
The only team that's viable is basically if Georgia or Bama are at 1, the only other team that can play against them is literally.
I preach every year. I'm tired of the Notre Dames. I'm tired of the Cincinnati last year. I'm tired of Washington a few years ago. Like, it's the same shit every year. They try to slide some extra team in at 4, and they just get mopped, and it's a waste of a game.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the 2-3 game is this crazy
usually
thing.
Good. Yeah.
Well, the one thing I do want to ask Dave, we talked about this in a prior episode. Hopefully, is going to be something sooner. Supposedly I believe the expansion was when for 2024, 2026. If one of y'all
25.
25.
24, 25 or 25, 26. One of the
and
two.
It was a 12-team expansion.
To 12.
I thought it was 12.
Yeah, so 12. So Dave, how do you feel about the 12-team playoff expansion? What's your take on it? Do you think it's something good that they should have maybe did a 6 or an 8,
8
or even even a 10? Do you think that 12 is too much? Do you think it's right, or what do you think about it?
I think 12 is better than 10, like bracket purposes.
Right.
I think 8 would be the most even, just because everyone would have to play the same amount of games.
Yeah.
But I mean, no matter what you pick, the first team out is just going to bitch and complain because they're not in. They're like, oh, you could have won this, you could have won this. I mean, imagine being 13. Oh, you could have made 16. And
right.
I think 8 would be a pretty good number. So I mean, like, even looking at it right now, I mean, you have Bama, Georgia, like a rematch, Ohio State, USC, LSU, Michigan, TCU, Tennessee. I mean, those are all great.
Dude, would that be? I would love to see that,
because it would just be a bunch. It would just be a whole variety, a whole new variety, at least like for the early part games. But I get what you mean though. I think that if you with this 4 now, it's been repetitive, but I think again we might have some new teams in, at least in the top 4. But I think an 8. I think 8 would have been much nicer, much more even, because I think you can literally say that top 8 teams any one of the top 8 teams, especially this year, can make the playoff. I think 8 was a nice number. I mean, I think we'll obviously see with the 12, but there's still going to be backlash from it. You just know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me ask one thing, Dave. We talked about every team in the top 9, including we had North Carolina at 13. We were talking about only team we haven't talked about yet. What do you got the odds Michigan can pull the upset? You think it's possible or not?
Is that game in Ohio or is it?
It's in Ohio State this year, because last year it was in Michigan. I'm just saying, Ohio State. I'm starting to see it. I didn't believe Isaac. I thought it was this and that. I'm starting to see it. They start real freaking slow. If Michigan pounces in the first half, it's going to be tough to come back.
I just think that Ohio State offense is really good. I don't know. I don't think Michigan I think they're good. I think they can keep it close, whatever the spread is, sure. But I still think Ohio State's going to win that game. And being at home, I think they're going to win by at least double digits.
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't know. Michigan ain't bad, but like what I've been watching, like I'm a true Ohio State person this year. I said that from the beginning of the season. I think CJ Stroud is a dog. And Marvin Harrison, dude.
There you go.
Wow.
I'll accept that one.
He's incredible.
Those catches, man, are insane.
Considering his shoes to fill were about fucking this long, because that's about a big, what, and Smith and Jigba's,
But I
I'll
don't know.
stop there, Isaac.
That's what I got. Because I mean, the 4 I would have still is Georgia, Ohio State, TCU, USC.
I'm going Georgia, Ohio State. Oh gosh, I don't want to put TCU in there, but I'll go TCU, Tennessee.
I mean, I guess we could hope for a TCU L.
I want TCU to lose because I think TCU. Well, I think a game against Ohio State would be better than them being a 4 seed against Georgia.
100% would be.
But I would be cool. I don't really think it matters, man. I think this year it's going to be Georgia, Ohio State. I really do.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll go TCU, Tennessee as my 3-4 for right now. I do like that possibly USC sliding in, but I think Tennessee has done enough all year with their having some of the best wins in the country.
Yeah,
I think they definitely deserve a chance to rematch Georgia. I really do.
Yeah, they should just do a 4 versus 5 and just the winner gets to play
like
Georgia.
a wild card. Like
That's,
a wild
yeah,
card.
that's what
That'd
they
be
should do.
sick.
Both 1 loss.
That'd be sick.
Both 1 loss.
I think Tennessee deserves to do it. I think Tennessee, out of these top teams, out of the top 10 teams, I think Tennessee has the best chance to beat Georgia. Out of any team in the top 10.
100%. Besides that,
even though Georgia played really well, I think they were at Georgia. I think at a neutral site could be something a little different.
I got you. Mm-hmm. That was good, man. Dave, you got anything else to finish off on NCAA football before we finish off this episode, man?
No, man, I think that's really all I put.
All right.
I think those are the 4, and I don't see it changing unless everyone loses this last week. But
I'm calling it now.
What?
Illinois gonna upset Michigan this weekend.
Oh,
Illinois has been solid this year.
Hey,
are they ranked yet, or Illinois just lost? I think
they're 21.
They
right
did
now.
lose, I believe.
Yeah, they're 21.
They lost to
right now.
Purdue, I think. I think
they
Purdue
just lost
came
this past
in
week.
Yeah, I think Purdue beat them.
Yeah.
Yep, Purdue did.
Because they were ranked 18th, I think, and they just lost.
Yeah. But hey, you never know, man. It's the time for upset.
You
You've been
don't.
saying that about
Yeah.
you said that about Iowa. You said
Derek
that
Carr.
about you've been saying that about Penn State. You said that about Purdue. He said any team Michigan says, he leans in and says they're getting upset.
It's okay. That real ass.
You got same energy if they lose, though.
That real ass.
You see me? I'm smiling through 2 losses. I smile through every year of pain.
I'll be smiling. I'll just be upset. I still rock with the Suns, and they got bounced in Game 7 the way they did.
Ain't doing nothing this year.
You better smile through this L. Go blue, baby.
But
what happened, Christian? You was not go blue until you just hurt my heart.
I'm kidding. I honestly, that game's gonna be crazy. I'll actually be glued to the TV for that one.
Yeah, it'll be.
I hope it's crazy at least. For my sake, for your heart. I hope it's not crazy,
but that wraps up episode number 23 for us. Dave, appreciate you, my brother, for coming on, taking time out of your busy. Yeah, thank you. Taking your time out of your busy schedule and all that. So I know it's a late night. But thank you guys all for tuning in. That's gonna wrap our episode 23. Take a look. We are actually going to be, get into the routine now. We are uploading every single episode up on YouTube as well. So the full 2-hour episode. So that way you can see everything instead if you want to have a different take on it instead of just listening to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anything like that. Look us up on YouTube and we are there. We're there at We Got Action Podcast on YouTube. Feel free to subscribe, like, and comment. Let us know what you guys think and see the full episodes out on there. Again, every new episode will be uploaded Wednesday morning to afternoon. So that way you guys can get it right after we record or the day after we record and have it on your guys' phones and tune in. Let us know what you guys think. But thank you all for tuning in again. Have a good rest of the week. See you guys next week with episode 24 coming at you guys. So have a great rest of the week. Peace out, y'all.
Deuces.